welcome back to the podcast, or should I? The Bonsai Movie Crew. With yours truly, Joseph, me, and Matt, and Karen.
Hello.
Not the Karen you're thinking of.
You guys always have to make such a big deal,
Let
everyone know I'm not a
It's
bitch.
all about the justice for the Karens.
I was fine just the first time, but yeah, he keeps it going.
I'm saying it because justice for Karens, man. The real Karens out there that aren't bitches.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all right. I guess we should probably jump right into news.
Yep.
Movie news.
Movie news.
All right. Where's my phone? Here it is. I found it. Matt, it's not yours.
Matt keeps trying to steal Joseph's phone.
Yeah, that's my phone. No, it's not. All right. So, here's a little bit of movie news for you. So, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but did you know that Winnie the Pooh fell into public domain? As in, there was nothing that was being created for Winnie the Pooh, so it fell back into the public's hands.
When?
Did you know that?
No.
I don't know when exactly. So check this out.
Did they just make a movie not too long ago?
They made that. It was something Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But that's been still a few years. That's quite a few years old yet. I bet it's about 4 or 5 years old.
I guess I figured public domain would take longer to happen.
Well, I know that with Freddy Krueger and things like that. I don't know, whenever Wes Craven died, they didn't want that to fall into public domain.
Yeah, they were quick about it.
They were pretty quick about it. Same as, I think they're having the same issue with Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th and Jason.
That's still in court.
That's still a big thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess Winnie the Pooh, which I thought was owned by Disney, which I thought is owned by Disney.
Everything's owned by Disney.
I thought, yeah.
Winnie the Pooh is
that's
Disney.
Where his show was, the cartoon.
So, but I know that Winnie the Pooh and the Christopher Robin stuff, I'm pretty sure those were books before anything.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So maybe Disney lost rights to it. Anyway,
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. So
Interesting.
Winnie the Pooh has a horror movie coming out called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yes.
I saw there's a trailer out for it, and it looks fucking ridiculous.
Wait, no, I think I did watch this.
I didn't think it was a real trailer because
I didn't think it was either. Wow.
It looks ridiculous. He's it's him and what's the pig's name? Piglet.
Yeah.
So those two are slashers. They're killing people.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think it was a real trailer. I gotta look this up. Sure enough, it's a fucking movie,
Yeah,
and it's coming out.
I thought it was a joke.
Okay, so
it's serious.
Okay, so here's what it says. This comes from Collider. The first official trailer for the bizarre and unexpected is right, horror flick Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey has just been released by Jagged Edge Productions. The film, which is able to exist due to the beloved title character entering the public domain earlier this year, will follow demented versions of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet who seek revenge against Christopher Robin and his friends for leaving them behind. What kind of fucked up shit? I love that they're doing this. And this isn't the only... I have another movie. Hold on a minute. There's another movie that is fucking hilarious to me. There's another movie coming out. I don't know that there's a trailer out for it. But it's going to be on Sci-Fi. And it is the... Hold on a second.
Sci-Fi always does the best.
They do, too. They do. Mm-hmm. It's the 7th movie in this franchise, I believe. But it is Bring It On, Cheer or Die. It's a Bring It On movie, but it's a horror movie.
Do I have to watch the rest of them to
Fuck no.
catch up?
I don't think so.
I'm
I don't think
worried
so.
about continuity.
Okay,
I haven't seen the others.
so there's first look images, and it is on Sci-Fi. It says the first look images for Sci-Fi's. And this is also from Collider. Unexpected sequel, Bring It On, Cheer or Die have just arrived. This film is the 7th installment of the popular cheerleading saga Bring It On, which we all know the original had Kirsten Dunst. What was that girl's name from Angel? Or not Angel. She was in Buffy. She was in Buffy. No, not her. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Alicia Dushku. Whatever the fuck.
Why didn't you say Jay and Silent Bob? That was way more cool. She was in that.
She was. Yeah, that's right. She was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
See?
Yeah. She's been in a few good things, I guess. She was in Wrong Turn.
Oh, there you go.
That was an awesome
another
movie.
one, yeah.
Okay, so we'll mark the first horror effort from the series. The film will follow a slasher format telling the story of several high school cheerleaders who start to get picked off one by one after deciding to practice some cheer routines in an abandoned school. So
What about the cheer competition at the end?
maybe there is. Maybe they got to cheer their way out of death.
What if there's like zombie cheerleaders like they're going against the zombie cheerleaders
That'd be cool.
in a cheer off?
Well, it's a
What I
slasher.
want to know,
I'm just saying, but, like,
why
if there's
did
going to
they-
be a cheer off, there should be zombie cheerleaders.
What I want to know
That's all I'm
is
saying.
why
Right.
they decided to do it in an abandoned school and just couldn't do it at the school.
Maybe they were embarrassed of their skills.
Maybe it was like in the first one, and yes, I have seen the first one.
I have not seen the film.
Maybe it was like in the first one where somebody was stealing the routines, and they had to hide in secrecy to practice their routines.
Oh.
You guys haven't seen the first
I've
one?
never seen any
Wow.
of them.
Okay. Well, this is back whenever that Alicia Dushku.
Duke Shoe? I think it's Duke Shoe.
Duke
I
That
want to
sounds
call.
like a
I want to.
It does. And then Dushku.
Like something you do
Dushku
about
sounds no better, really.
I know.
So-
it doesn't.
So this was back like during her, whenever she was like popular, and I always thought she was kind of hot. So
Everybody did.
yeah. So I watched it for that reason.
Confused who she is.
Oh, fine. I got you, man. I got you.
You'll know it once you see her. Like, oh yeah, I know who that is. She's yeah.
I got you.
She was definitely back in the early 2000s. Like she was popular then.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember her and Buffy then.
Yeah.
She
Exactly.
was like the bad girl.
I think she always played.
like kind of bad.
Yeah.
She was always kind of like
Wasn't she
the.
an Alias too. Was that her?
No, that was Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, last little bit of news here, and this one kind of, I didn't know that this was happening, but if anybody who knows who Darren, does anybody know who Darren Aronofsky is?
Yeah.
So he directed Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, Black Swan, The Mother. He's a pretty renowned filmmaker, even if you don't like.
Hated Mother.
Yeah, see, I mean, Requiem for a Dream is like one of the most depressing fucking movies you can watch.
But it was good though.
It was very good.
And Black Swan was okay.
I don't think I never watched Black Swan.
I
I did watch The Wrestler. That was good.
I haven't seen that though.
So there's a movie coming out called The Whale. And the reason why I'm kind of excited for this movie is because it has Brendan Fraser in it.
Yes, I heard about this.
And so he put on a shitload of weight for this role.
And
Is that why
wearing
he
a
put
fat
all that
suit
weight?
too, though. He put on a lot of weight, and then he put on a fat suit on top
Did he?
to get to,
Yeah.
to
I've seen
the
pictures
overall
of him that
weight.
look like he was gaining a lot of weight.
Yeah, he did that
I
on.
didn't know
He's
that's
doing
what-
that for this movie, and then that girl from Stranger Things that plays Maxine, she's playing his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. So, you know apparently more about this movie than I do currently.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Take
No,
over
it's
your
you're
segment.
fine. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it says in only a few days we will get the first idea of what's in store for The Whale, the name of the movie. The latest film from director Darren Aronofsky, and this is also comes from Collider. The revered filmmaker behind Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, Black Swan, and most recently Mother, is most certainly known for his bold, relentless, and intensive and visceral films, and his adaptation of Samuel D. Hunter's 2012 play of the same name may not be an exception. Hold on, I think I have more of this. Okay, slated to premiere on September 4th at the Venice Film. Okay, so it's going to a film festival. That's cool.
9 out of 10, I like that.
Huh?
9 times out of 10, I like that. Like,
That it
usually
goes to film festivals?
when it goes to a film
I like that too
first.
because honestly, most of the time, whenever it goes to a film festival, based on reactions from the
You
crowds,
get a better feel.
you get a better and also directors. It gives directors more of a opportunity to really hone in what the final cut of the movie will
Like,
be.
who's the guy that did Antichrist and Necrophiliac and
Oh, I don't know.
yeah, and he just did recently The House That Jack Built.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, anyway, I hate his movies. Every single one of them. And I've tried. I really tried to like them. So I've watched like 4 or 5 of them. I watched The House that Jack Built. And it went to, the film festival.
Who was in that? That was
Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon, yeah.
And the film festival gave it higher, critique.
Yeah.
Like that it was better than most of his other stuff.
Give it high praise.
Yeah, that was the only reason I watched it. And I really did like it. Like, I liked it, light years.
Right.
Anything else
Okay, so this movie, so apparently what he's doing is, it says right here, the upcoming drama is already predicted to be a major award season contender, notably for Brendan Fraser's transformative lead performance. And it makes sense that A24, which, if anybody knows, A24 usually puts out a lot of good movies.
Yes, they do.
They're not stupid about what they choose to produce.
Yeah.
It's slated.
Production companies actually knows this.
Oh, it's slated to release the movie December 9th, which puts it right smack dab in the middle of Oscar consideration. It's not yet certain if that date is a limited engagement or a wide rollout. So the thing about the thing that I think makes me most happy about the announcement of that movie and about Brendan Fraser is Brendan Fraser's having a bit of a renaissance. He's coming back, kind of like what Keanu Reeves did, and what who was the other one that recently is making a comeback? I can't even now. I don't remember.
Nymphomaniac, not necrophilia.
Nymphomaniac.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's with Shia LaBeouf. Isn't that with Shia LaBeouf? Yeah.
Oh, did you hear? Shia LaBeouf has found God.
He's found a lot of things, dude. He's
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. That came out. That came out in such a douchey way, such a douchey manner. No, what I meant was like he's found a lot of things. No, he's. I actually just watched him on John. I don't know if anybody knows who John Bernthal is. He was Shane. He was Shane in The Walking Dead, shit like that. I love John Bernthal, but he was on the John Bernthal podcast.
Yeah,
and he was talking about
the guy who plays the Punisher.
Lars von Trier. I can't stand his movies for the most part.
So, but so he's
Well, he was also in Fury with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, he was, wasn't
he was.
he? Okay, yeah.
He was
Fury was awesome though.
I did not like him. I did not like his character in Fury.
Who? Shia or?
The guy that you're talking about.
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal. I did not like that character at all.
Really?
It was just such a douche.
Yeah, so he's good at playing those characters.
Yeah, I like him as an actor. Yeah, but
he was in The Accountant with Ben Affleck. He was his brother.
Yeah,
he's been in a lot of good shit though, man.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Just that role, there's a certain thing where it's like, oh, I like that actor, but that role was
he puts me in the mind. John Bernthal puts me in the mind of in my opinion, he's in that whole like sort of realm of actors as same as like what's his name? He played Thanos. Josh Brolin. He's up there with like Josh Brolin, fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan. These dudes are just down to earth, everyday dudes. Like they're the type of dudes that you see out. They love their country. They love living in the country actually, because I know that for a fact that Jeffrey Dean Morgan has a farm. And shit like that. Like I love those guys for that reason, because they can be actors, but they can go home and be normal people.
Well, the guy that you're talking about, he also liked playing the Punisher because the Punisher was a veteran.
Yeah,
he liked playing the Punisher,
and he's very much like that. Yeah. If you watch his podcast, he wears a lot of them American flag T-shirts, stuff like that. But anyway, all right. So moving forward, okay,
I got some news.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You are surprising the shit out of us this week, Matt.
I watched a little thing about yesterday. But there was a guy who was found in the Amazon forest, and he was the last of his tribe, and they just found him passed away. He was on his handicap, looked like he just died of natural causes. But
He's the last of his tribe.
He was the last of his tribe.
And they found him?
They found his body.
I feel like your news comes straight out of left field.
Well, no, like I'm trying to. So how do they know he was the last?
Because they found pictures of him, and I think they talked to him very little, but he was the only last one of his tribe. His whole tribe
How do you know
was
he wasn't
killed.
lying though?
I don't know. It's U.S. Today. It could be. I'm just trying to give some news that it's sad because this dude, the last of his tribe, passed
it is
away.
sad if it is sad if
because that's one tribe that we'll never know anything about. Because
Or maybe they want it that way. They're like, dude, if you're gonna die, you're gonna die by the river, and you're gonna go out there and tell everybody that we don't fucking exist.
There's a whole island out there that we can't access because
Yeah.
every time we get close,
Oh, I know.
throw spears and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out near Peru, I think.
Yeah,
they said.
they
And we're
want
not even
nothing.
allowed
They
on
want
it.
nothing to do with us.
They
That's fine.
actually want. From what I've heard,
I mean, do you blame them?
No,
I don't.
I mean, if the military really wanted it, they could take it.
Oh yeah,
But I think they just leave and be like, fuck
Well,
it, let them have their island.
they don't.
You know?
I don't know. I mean,
the government, the Brazilian government and stuff, don't want to mess with because they want to leave.
yeah,
them
I was
the
gonna
way
say
they
that
were.
we might be able to take the island, but long term,
Yeah.
governments and stuff like they nuke the crap.
That's what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
if
We
we
could
really,
take- we
if
could
they
take-
wanted it, they
We
could
can
take
take
it.
the island, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
just don't want to.
Basically, the government is like, no, let's just leave these people alone, let them do their own thing,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's a good thing, I think.
Okay, so I've got is that all you got for news, bud?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got a few things, just some updates. First off, we would really love it and appreciate it if you guys would tell people about our podcast.
yes, please.
So, we are not only on Spotify now, but we are also on Apple Podcasts, and we are also on Amazon Music, and we are also on Google Podcasts. So, all you gotta do is get on there, type in the Bonsai Movie Crew, and you'll see our emblem. It'll pop up with a tree with a purple and green circle around it. That's us.
Hopefully, the next time Joseph talks about us, he'll remember the name.
It's confused. Well, we've changed the name a couple times, so this is and it's even, and funny thing is I had a YouTube channel before this. It was called Bonsai Zombie, and that was me. So it's weird talking about this channel or this podcast in more of a third person way than talking about mine as referring to myself as Bonsai. So anyway, but if you would please, we got you hooked up on Apple Podcasts. We're now on Amazon, and we've been on Spotify, and now we're on Google Podcast. So, and it's from what I understand is Spotify, Google, and Apple are the three most common that people listen to. So, and I had to make sure we get out there for them Apple people, man, them iPhone users. So we're all Androids around here.
Except for me.
Oh, gross. I
I'm
take
an
that
iPhone.
back about what I said about Karens earlier.
You know that you said tell your iPhone friends the other day.
I
texted
was
me
just
that.
saying tell your friends who have iPhones. I didn't know that you had an iPhone.
Dude, we've literally talked about it before.
We have?
Yes.
Ah,
Oh my word.
yeah, I'm here.
Oh
So,
See, this is why you'll never confuse my phone with these.
well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't help that me and Matt have green cases.
Yeah.
And you have a red one.
Yeah, I have a red one.
But anyway, so I just thought I'd update everybody. And please, like I said,
The truth is, I'm just really trying to steal Joseph's phone.
Yes, please tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Tell
yeah,
your...
I know that most of the
tell
people that are listening currently are our friends.
Yeah.
So if we could maybe get more of our friends to spread the word to their friends, and
And we don't got a whole lot of them.
I tell strangers if I'm walking down the street. I was at a conference for work telling strangers this past
we need to
weekend,
just get
so,
cards made up.
Yeah.
Because
I'm-
honestly,
I'm an introvert. I was lucky if I
business
tell
cards are
anybody.
super cheap. They're like you can get 500 of them for $10. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but so yeah, I just wanted to fill everybody in on where we are now, and dude, I'm telling you, it is hard to get your podcasts approved on some of these things. Like Spotify was like, oh yeah, we'll take it, whatever. But like Google, dude, it took a week. I think it took a week for them to approve our podcast. And then Apple I had to jump through hoops for Apple because
They're kind of pretentious.
they are very pretentious, but not only that, I don't own.
Talking bad about them, they'll take us down.
Shh, I didn't say that.
Apple sucks.
Edit. Edit that out. Editing.
We need a bleep button.
Yeah. Mostly for Matt.
or like
And it
or
won't
like
even be swear words.
or like an overlay where he
Yeah,
said
it won't be for the swear
an
words.
overlay
Like,
where I'm gonna go back into edit and it's just gonna be like Matt's gonna say that sucks, where really it's gonna be like Apple is awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so all right, so this week, all right, no more news.
I got
We're
nothing.
done. Done.
I
Nothing.
didn't have
Okay.
news to begin with.
She's
Pray
like,
for the people in Mississippi.
why?
We're going
Oh yeah,
on
they don't
news,
have any
listen.
water.
Not only that, a lot of them are losing their houses because of flooding.
Yeah, they
Same
have
thing that
water,
happened
just
to
they
Kentucky,
just can't
dude.
drink it.
Yeah, the thing.
Have you ever been to Mississippi?
No.
It smells like a fucking sewer everywhere.
It doesn't mean they shouldn't have clean water to drink.
Sorry to our listeners in Mississippi. We'll be praying for you.
All four of you.
We'll be praying for you.
Yeah, I'll think about you a little bit. Anyway.
Jerk.
Anyway, so this week we are talking about Doomsday from 2008, starring, I believe, I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Rona Mitra. I'm going to guess that's how it's pronounced.
That's how I would.
Okay, Bob Hoskins, Malcolm McDowell, the legend,
Dude, you guys
and
did not tell me he was in this.
I
when we
forgot
talked
his
about
name.
it.
I knew
Who, Malcolm McDowell?
I just couldn't
When I
remember his
saw
name.
him on the credits, I was like, nobody told me that.
I forgot that he was in it.
and
I couldn't remember
Alexander Siddig. Sure. Yep.
Oh, and Sean Pertwee. Nobody told me he was in it either.
I don't know who he is.
Oh.
Dr. Talbot.
Oh.
Like Dr. Talbot.
Yeah. So
Also, Vernon,
Love that guy.
Vernon Williamsey.
uh,
Williamsey. I
Okay.
don't know his name.
so we
He played
butchered.
the Gip, which I think is also named as David.
You would be worried about who played the.
Well, no,
Gimp.
because I thought he was somebody else in the movie.
You talking about the
Oh.
gimp that gets launched into the car?
Yeah.
He's like, "You like pain?" He's like, "Oh."
Of course, he's worried about who's playing the Gimp.
No, the reason I was because I thought because the first time I read something, I thought that the Gimp was also the guy who played. I thought he was played by the same guy who played one of the soldiers.
Oh, you thought he was like a dual role?
Yeah, because it
Oh.
said because the credits said David/Gimp.
Well, there was two of them. There was one that was like hanging on the wall, and then the other one got like launched.
Oh, that was just the same guy.
Oh, I thought there was two.
Yeah, I think it was the
I think
same,
it was the same guy.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I
apparently,
think there's just one gimp.
apparently his
Okay.
name.
Because if that guy had two gimps, he should be running the fucking
Dude,
world.
He's already a pimp. Did you see?
Yeah,
how
I mean,
people would
yeah.
know? Okay.
If he had two gimps, I'm like, dude, this guy is
almost-
balling.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have put it past
Every
him
time
if he had two
dude,
gimps.
every
would've
time I
just
see a
assumed he had
gimp,
two
it always
gimps.
reminds me of This Is the End, where Channing Tatum he comes out as the gimp and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, what's up?" Like, what the fuck? He's like, "Dude, that's Channing Tatum."
But the girl who played Viper, the girl with the sticks in her hair and stuff.
Yeah.
She
She did not last as long as I thought she
Yeah,
would.
yeah, for
She-
real, dude.
she
She's
was-
very
I thought, man,
underutilized.
she's a badass.
Yeah.
And I was like,
She's a-
oh.
She died right off the bat.
She's
Okay.
a stunt. She's from South Africa and she's a stunt woman.
Yeah, she's a stunt woman. Yeah, I looked through her credits and this is like the only real acting credit that she has. Everything else is all stunt work.
Yeah.
So
But the guy who played the Gimp, Vernon, is I can't pronounce his last name because I can't read.
Vernon
But-
the Gimp.
He's also a stunt coordinator and a stunt performer, and he's been in Mad Max Fury Road and Dread. There was a
That
couple
makes
other ones
sense.
He's
There was a couple other ones he's
he's
been
got a
in.
type, huh?
I was gonna say,
There were other
because I tell you, this
but-
movie just really put me in the mind of Mad Max in a
yeah,
lot of areas.
I have
That
some
final
notes.
chase scene.
I have some notes.
Yeah. So anyway, so the movie is directed by Neil Marshall, and I want to put this out there. I did not know this, but this made me so happy whenever I read this. This dude directed both Dog Soldiers, which is like the best werewolf
That's
movie
a-
ever.
There is a lot of the
That's a good
same
And-
actors in this movie.
Yeah,
that
and he
Dog
was
Soldiers.
also he also directed The Descent,
Yes.
which also-
that
Yes.
was a good one.
Oh, I
which is
love
like one of the
Descent.
best
Yes,
newer
I
horror.
love
I mean, I
that.
wouldn't say newer, but one of the best horror movies of, well, at least of our generation. That was a
Yeah,
great
it was a
fucking
really
horror
good
movie. So I was pretty impressed. So all right, let's just jump right into this. So the opening is them. They shut down. We should probably read a plot synopsis, huh? Let me get something out here.
I got something, but I think it's more just the whole.
Plot synopsis, or well, plot goes as this. Futuristic action thriller where a team of people work to prevent a disaster threatening the future of the human. That is not even a good. That is not even a good. That is nothing.
The synopsises are never good.
They're never.
The
yeah.
one for House on Haunted Hill made it sound
Yeah,
like
they
a,
skipped like the whole
it made
part
it sound
about
like
shutting
a
down
swinger,
Scotland.
It sounded like a swingers.
I never realized this, but IMDb gives a parent's guide, a content rating, rated R for strong, bloody violence, language, and some sexual content, and nudity. It says right here.
There's only one part with nudity.
Yeah, it says right here, sex and nudity, mild. Violence and gore, severe, obviously. Profanity, severe. Alcohol, drug use, and smoking, mild. Frightening and intense scenes, moderate? Are you fucking kidding me? Moderate?
There were some pretty.
There's some pretty
there was
intense
the part
shit.
Where they cooked the guy.
Yeah, they literally cooked a guy alive.
My favorite guy too. Like
Yeah, the
listen.
doctor dude, the scientist
I
guy.
love that guy. Like,
Yeah, he was in
in
Dog
Horizon,
Soldiers.
He dies like
Yeah, he was in Dog
really
Soldiers.
fast. In Dog Soldiers, he
Yeah.
dies like almost the
He's
same
almost
fucking
he's
way.
almost
Like,
the
he's
next
by
Sean Bean.
fire. Yeah.
He's almost the next Sean Bean.
You know, in Dog Soldiers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I love that guy, and he fucking dies
Yeah.
and everything.
I knew he was going to though, so because I've seen the movie
I've
before,
never
so I was
seen
like,
it before.
I was like, oh
"Oh,
yeah,
this guy's in this. I love
yeah, this
him.
guy, he's gonna
Oh,
die.
son of a bitch. Oh, it's
So-
sad.
So okay, so the first thing I want to point out here is whenever all this went down at the beginning, they straight built a fucking Trump wall around this country. Like fuck you.
No, this one was solid steel. That one's just beams. It's like solid beams. There's no turrets.
Oh, you mean Trump's?
Yeah. Because when I first heard about the wall, I was like, that's.
It straight looked like a Trump wall to me, man. You know, if Trump would have had it his way, that fucker would have had turrets on it.
Oh, I also just gotta say about the part with the turrets. There was no reason
To kill the bunny,
to die.
the bunny.
There was no.
They
freaking
obliterated. It
reason
wouldn't
for-
even. It would. They obliterated that bunny.
And there was no reason to show it.
I
die.
have a question though. I have a question. When they left, did somebody turn off the turrets?
Yes.
Okay.
They made it a point to show them shutting down.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I just seen them leaving, and I'm like,
Those turrets don't kill them.
they didn't go off.
I don't know about you, but I'd still be a little paranoid. Shut off or not? I'd be like, they're not gonna blow us away, are they?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I was pretty sure that they shut off the turrets when they did it the first time I watched it. I was
So-
like, they shut off those turrets.
I noticed that this movie moved into 3 phases. So you had the phase with the city, right, where she's in the city, blah blah blah. It's all nice and pretty, and then she gets into like this post-apocalyptic sort of like, I don't know, Mad Max sort of fucking world.
I have the same. Yeah.
And then from there it goes like, and this is where it takes the hardest turn, is from that to this whole medieval thing
Yep.
with Malcolm McDowell's character and
Yeah.
shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And that's like,
That's why I
you know,
liked the movie.
my notes like that kind of took me out of it a bit. Like when we hit the medieval part, I'm like,
Yeah. It.
what?
I can't say that it took me out of it because it didn't last long enough for me to care.
That's true. I mean, it didn't, but like, it was so hard of a left turn that it almost just didn't fit the movie. Like you, blinked and then it was over.
I
and you're
think,
like, did
yeah.
I dream that?
I think that my biggest gripe with that part of the movie wasn't so much that they went to this like big medieval castle and Malcolm McDowell is essentially
It
the
makes
king.
sense that they went to the castle.
And
though,
it,
look
yeah,
at
I mean,
Scotland.
that doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
What bothers
no,
me,
I'm not saying that it didn't make sense.
what bothers me is why the fuck are they wearing like fucking old time like knights clothing and shit like that? I'm like, dude, you can still wear
Because
normal
they
The
clothes.
best part, the
to
best
go
part
to
though,
that.
the best part, and I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but like when they first get there and the very first guy that they see that takes them to Malcolm McDowell's character, when he's standing there, you can clearly see behind him it says gift shop.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, and that to me made it more realistic,
Yeah.
right? Because you're like, okay, so yeah, all right, this place was,
Yeah,
you know,
I've
you
always
know.
noticed it was
Like-
the first time I watched it. I was like, "There's a gift shop."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so like, okay, all right, that helped me stay grounded, I guess.
A little bit, yeah.
You know? But it was just kind of like,
It was still kind of weird.
yeah, it was like,
It was almost like the guy that was wearing like the knight's clothing and
almost
shit.
like Malcolm-
was like he walked into like the gift shop and was like, dude, I'm wearing that outfit. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
know how I imagine this went down was like, they were like, oh, we have to have Malcolm McDowell in this movie, right? Like, they just needed to have him. And so they sat down and they were like, Malcolm McDowell, you gotta be in this movie. And he's like, I'll only do it if I can be in a castle.
and I want to be its king.
And I want to be its king, you know? And they're like, well, that doesn't really fit with the vision. And he's
Then I don't want to do the movie.
I'm not doing it.
It just puts me in the mind of his character whenever he played Dr. Loomis from the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
He's just all pretentious and like pricky, like I want it this way. You know.
Hey.
I like the fact that they did that because that's one of the first movies I ever seen that because it's always, if you notice, I even wrote down here, post-apocalyptic survivors always go punk.
Why? Hey, I wrote this down. I wrote this down. I said, where the fuck is the hair dye coming from? I was like, I know they're not using grapes and berries and shit. Because
maybe that's like after, everything falls apart, then there's something in the air. Just changes your hair.
I even wrote it down right here. I said, hold on. I wrote this down. Let me find it. Does hair dye have an expiration date? That's what I wrote down.
Well, okay, all right. Well, but it would make sense, right? Like, so the first thing that's going to go is food, but
yeah,
hair dye is going to still be there.
One thing that always drove me nuts about post-apocalyptic movies is whenever these fuckers are clean shaven. Like, that dude has no facial hair.
So
or they have,
like,
or they
there
have
might be
white
a little
teeth.
dirt.
Like, girls look like their eyebrows were just plucked.
Yeah.
And they have these nice,
And
pretty
their hair's
fingernails.
Never greasy. I'm sorry, if I go one day without washing my hair,
Right,
one
yeah.
day, I look like I rolled in grease.
My thing is they have white teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, toothpaste?
there might be some toothpaste.
But let's face it, though. These people don't care about their hygiene.
I do.
They don't.
But see,
Yeah, I guess if they're eating people.
Yeah, why the fuck?
honestly
Yeah.
don't care.
See, that's the one thing too. Is like I always said, they always seem to go punk because every post-apocalyptic game or movie I've ever seen, there's always a huge a part of them that got the mohawks.
It might not. Well, even then, it might not even be. It might not even be like your '80s grunge punk. It might be like a cyberpunk, or it'd be like a steampunk idea. But it's always some kind of punk.
Sure.
It's like the world's over, time to go punk.
Well, I mean,
Throw in the Sex Pistols. We're doing this.
I know what it is. Punk is the easiest one where you don't look like
It is
a total dirt ball.
No, that is because really it's just tore up clothing. And shit.
Tore
Right.
up clothing, and then you can grease the shit out of your hair. Or
It's all
you
about
can-
the aesthetic.
Or you can spray the shit out of it. It doesn't look greasy.
I will.
But
I will honestly say though, and I wrote this down too. Like the set pieces for especially the post-apocalyptic areas are awesome. Like they look good. Like there's grown-up weeds everywhere. There's abandoned homes. They did a really good job with setting up these sets.
I have two issues though with the post-apocalyptic sets. Here's the two issues I have. One, so like we went into Scotland, right? That's what they shut down was Scotland, and we went to Glasgow, which is their biggest city, arguably the biggest city that they have.
Right.
And they shut it down. We even see Eden and her mother have to get out of their car because the roads are completely backed up, right? Mm-hmm. Then they go in this tank. The roads are completely clear.
Oh yeah.
They can go. They can take this tank, clear into town. Like
wait,
there were cars on the road.
No, wait,
all off the road though.
No.
All out of the way.
No,
now, I do think maybe Souls people could have cleared it. They had that big bus and stuff. They could have done some stuff in the years between. Sure, they could have done some of that. But why would they clear a road from the wall all the way into the city?
I think you're reading into it a little too much.
I'm just saying that.
That was the least of my concerns.
But here's the other thing too. Okay,
gotta make sure they have a proper path.
Okay, but here's the other thing too. So if they did clear a wall or clear a road from the wall to the city, they would have seen those cows.
Yeah.
So why are they eating people?
See, that's my thing. I put that down.
There was like 800 cows beyond that wall.
They're sitting because I wrote
that's a good point. I didn't think about it. You get a good point.
That's been my question for a long time. Like,
why the fuck are there so many cows?
Why wouldn't they just be farming?
Because the guy
breeding those cows like motherfuckers, making milk.
The guy says at the beginning they ate all the food and they started eating each other, and that's always been my biggest. There are cows. Why?
Like literally, as soon as they get out of the wall, there are cows.
And what's funny is like there wasn't just like one or two; there were like hundreds of cows.
There's like 800 cows right outside the wall. No, we want to eat Dr. Talbot.
We're gonna eat this fucking guy because he's smart, and we eat him. We can be smart.
There wasn't much meat on that guy. You go get an 800-pound heifer.
Yeah.
You're gonna be eating for a minute.
Yeah. See, that's my thing. But I also kind of think because ever since I first watched the movie, I always thought, that was my biggest question, is why are they eating people? There are cows.
That's what I'm saying.
And my biggest thing is, I think the movie kind of shows the depravity that man goes into.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just wonder if, like, you know, did the cows take a minute, obviously, to repopulate or something, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time they repopulated, were they already too far gone? Like,
Yeah.
I guess that is true. It has been 20. It was 25 years in
the
the future at this
Yeah.
point. So I could see it being the fact that, like, they're just accustomed to the way they are.
Well, if you
Man,
actually watch, like
that's
Saul
just-
doing the whole thing, and you can kind of see that whole society, Saul's whole society, if you can see, is like just depravity.
But even 25 years later, there was a time that these people would remember that wasn't
Especially the full-grown adults,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like, you know, the girl obviously remembers that.
I mean,
His
Saul's
sister-
probably like what? Probably 40?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was his sister.
You know?
His sister was
Yeah.
there, and I'll tell you, I didn't see that being his son, but like, that was his sister. You know, that went to find him. They remember a time when it wasn't like that. He remembers a time when it wasn't like that.
See,
You would think.
well, he's also.
I mean, that's just evil.
I think-
that's just an evil person.
I figured that those kids were born after the whole wall thing
Because Saul wouldn't be. He's not 25.
Yeah, but if you see the doctor when he says, I lost my family, my wife, and my kids.
Right, but Saul's not 25 years old. He means he lost them because Saul is a piece of shit.
Okay, I
eating
didn't think
people.
like that.
His daughter went. He thinks she's a traitor. His wife's dead.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
He
by
didn't say
lost
that
them.
his he
I
didn't say
thought
that
he
they
was
were
saying
dead.
They were outside the wall.
No,
when he
Saul,
got
Saul's
locked.
definitely not 25 years old.
No,
Man.
And look at how old Malcolm McDowell is in the movie.
Yeah.
He's obviously in his 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
So then you look at his son. His son's got to be kicking 40 at least.
Yeah.
You
So,
know?
I mean,
Did
well,
you
I
think
mean,
he
at
really
least.
looks
Like,
Yeah, I think he looks probably about 40.
I would say
30s,
mid 30s. Mid 30s. Yeah.
I don't know.
Mid 30s.
He was a little flabby around the tummy. He looked 40 to me.
My goodness. So, I mean, I don't know. You look kind of fit to me. I don't know.
I'm just saying he looked a little flabby. I mean, I'm flabby around the tummy, but
I don't know. I
okay.
don't know. I just didn't. I didn't quite.
I never really put their age into question.
I never did either until you guys brought it up.
I'm just saying, like, they remember a time when it wasn't like that. You can't tell me they don't. And that's just pure evil.
So-
when you've got a food source literally
You're right.
within a 15, 20-minute walk.
That is a big thing, but
It's basically like I said.
but hold on now. The
shows
first thing I want to
depravity.
say is look at how close those cows were to the wall. Maybe they've learned over years stay away from the fucking wall, and the cows have over years learned to stay closer to the wall to stay away from humans.
Because
But then when the cows get shot by the turrets?
No, not if they stay at a
Saul-
good distance.
No,
Maybe
because-
they've learned over 25 years. That's a long time
Saul-
for a group like a large herd of cattle to kind of learn where they should or shouldn't be.
Saul has already said though, they would have passed up those cows because Saul even says, and I have seen many of my friends go towards that gate and come and fall as ash. So he's seen his friends run towards the gate. So he knows that they're
Yeah, it could
they
be.
went through that pasture.
I think we're overthinking it a little too much.
No.
It's a fucking
Isn't
movie.
that's the point
No,
though?
that's
Yeah,
the
I guess.
point.
Of this
Yeah,
thing?
that's exactly
Well, I don't want to
That's
stay.
the
I don't want to linger on this too much.
I'm just saying that's what we're doing here, though.
I know. I'm saying like let's move forward though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the one other thing, because I just like the vehicles that they drove into the place. Why are they armor plated, but the windows aren't bulletproof?
Honestly,
I would say armor plating's a lot easier to find in a post-apocalyptic scenario where.
Yeah.
they have a whole city to their disposal. You tell me they can't get bulletproof windows?
No.
Where are you going to get it?
I don't know. Make it.
Oh, you mean
On the armored vehicles.
armored
ATV.
vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry,
But like
sorry.
little vehicles that they're driving.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
wasn't the glass bulletproof?
I didn't understand that either.
Yeah.
Like you got this big armored vehicle, but the most vulnerable part is the only part that you don't want to be vulnerable. Like,
Because it doesn't further the plot.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, that's the point of the cows too. They don't further the plot. Well, I guess
this is the stuff we're supposed to be looking toward for
Right.
these things.
so.
Side note, though, like that mountain fortress, like if I were living in a
yeah. What the fuck was
post-apocalyptic
that?
scenario, that's the kind of shit I'd be doing.
Is looking for
I would
bunkers and stuff.
I would just be in there walking around,
Yeah,
Oh, look, here's the Ark of the Covenant. We've been looking for that for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Like, I would just be in there.
I bet there'd be a whole fucking slew of shit you could survive on for years
I would
in
just
there.
be in there.
Yeah.
Like, that would just be where I would be.
And they totally shoehorn that fucking car in there. They're like, hey, this car, I bet it was the top selling. Like, I bet it was like a advertisement piece.
I have issues with that car.
It's ugly.
That car was in there for at least 25 years.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah. The gas is going to be bad. Oil shit.
The tires are dry rotted.
Dry rotted, yep.
And they just fire that fucker up.
Fires right up, dude. No issues. The battery's going to be dead.
And they hit the car, right? They hit the car.
And nothing was wrong with it?
And then there's the mirrors are still on there. There's no
No.
scratch
Not
mark.
at the end. She clicked the horn and it was like, and then the mirror fell over.
But that was because of the chase scene,
Yeah, but
right?
then you
But
see
every
at
time
the
you see
end-
that car, no matter what happens to it, it's fine until at the end.
Because it's an
Until the very
advertisement
end.
piece. They've done it with
Yeah,
a lot of
it's an
movies.
advertisement.
They threw that in for a little
They
bit of
would have put
budget.
something a lot different, I think, if it wasn't for an
Yeah.
advertisement.
So I think one of my biggest gripes for the whole movie in general is the fucking score was outlandishly loud.
Look, I was telling him before you came down here, I bought the Blu-ray to watch this on,
Mm-hmm.
right? And of course, admittedly, it was one of the first kind of Blu-rays that they did or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And it wasn't a remastered one. I had to turn on subtitles to watch it.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah, every time I would
and there
turn
was
it
always
up,
music.
yeah, every time I would turn it up to hear what they were saying, all of a sudden there'd be like an action sequence, and I'm like,
And it was just loud as
and I'd have
fuck,
to turn
yeah.
it down.
I had the volume button in my hand the whole time.
No, I had to turn on subtitles and
Yeah,
just turn it
that
down.
was one of my biggest gripes about the movie. Is like I couldn't actually fully enjoy it because I kept having to adjust the volume because, like, I watch the movies at night after everybody goes to bed, so I can pay attention and I can take notes, all that stuff.
I don't usually have to worry about that. Jeremiah's in the basement. The boys are up in their room.
Yeah, see, not me.
Living room,
Like
mom.
I gotta wait for everybody to go to bed.
Really, I think
And-
Jeremiah was doing all this with you. Like
No.
watching the movies and
He
everything.
said he was gonna watch this one with me, but he went in the basement anyway. So
Yeah.
What's in the basement?
it's man cave. It's
It's
finished.
just his man cave.
Nice.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing was the sound, like because they'd be talking, but there was the music never stopped in the movie. Period. And
I think the movie had a lot of awesome music, though.
Yes, I.
it did have good music,
like,
but it like never stopped. It kept like they'd be talking, having a conversation, and there would still be a score going on
You know what
loudly in the
killed me?
background. I'm
You
like,
know-
dude.
You know what killed me about the score though? Like in the beginning, it reminded me of Resident Evil,
Uh-huh.
the original
Yeah,
Resident
yep.
Evil score, and then like later, it kind of went 28 days later,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Maybe they were playing to kind of. Well, I don't know. When did Resident Evil come out?
I don't know. That's just what, like, when I was listening to it, like watching the movie,
Marilyn
I'm like,
Manson did the score to the original Resident Evil, to the first
yeah,
movie.
Yeah.
But they may have come out around the same time.
I don't know. It just messed with me a little bit.
No, that is not correct because no, it was Resident Evil had come out a couple years before Doomsday. Because I remember going to see Resident Evil in theaters. So, yeah, I bet it was 2005, 2006 that Resident Evil came out.
Maybe. I don't know. That's just what I just noticed because when I was listening to, like, at the front end of the movie when they were in the futuristic part and, like, in the Mad Max area and all that, it was very Resident Evil sounding. And then later, as, you know, we go into medieval and then into, like, the chase scene and all that, it was more 28 days later in my... that's what it sounded like.
Right.
To me.
Did anybody, when they do the crowd where Saul's like doing the...
Yeah, pumping up.
Did anybody else besides me see the Baseball Fury guy? Do you know what the Baseball Fury is?
Yeah, the Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors movie. There's a gang called Baseball Fury. I don't know if they wear baseball outfits
Right.
and paint their faces. There was one, the only guy
I didn't
in
see
the
it.
group. Like, they go past him real quick, but just one guy there.
I didn't see it.
He is so out of place.
I mean, this.
Wrong set.
Oh shit!
Get the hell out!
I thought it was here. I thought it was here for the League of Their Own remake.
Yeah, he's like the only guy there. Like the first, like the third time, I was like, the hell was that?
This was what I was laughing like a maniac about earlier. So like, they seriously couldn't have done more for Norton as he was shot with a bow and arrow and
They just stood there.
in what is easily the slowest action scene I've ever seen in my life. It
was definitely the slowest in the whole movie.
He's literally getting shot, and it's like, and she's just standing there like,
Oh my god.
oh no.
Like, I don't care. I want to just
Like-
get back in this car.
Like, I could just get in this car, but like, I'm gonna wait until the very last second and see you get shot over and
With
over
no
and over
facial
again.
expression, period.
Yeah, like, I'm like,
I will
he
say,
has saved you 1,000 times. You can't even like.
I am gonna put this
throw a
out on.
rock?
I'm gonna put this out on the table here. She is not a good actress.
I agree.
I don't like her. I don't like her
Too
in this
deadpan,
movie
too-
because
I mean-
honestly, they could have done so much more. This movie could have been so much cooler if she would have been
Mila
more
Jovovich.
charismatic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe honestly.
I like Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Mila Jovovich.
But her presence on screen is too foreboding. You know, it's too much.
I think she was going in the direction of, like, so Eden was going to be like this very
Well, 'cause if
guarded
you've seen this,
person
like,
because
Right.
of what happened.
Right.
But she went too far in the other direction and just went.
She made it her
full shutdown.
Yeah, she was
right?
very one dimensional.
Yeah.
So
I will
I didn't
say
like
that eye thing was really cool.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
Didn't
the
like it.
video
I didn't-
eye.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I
Cool.
I didn't like it.
I
I didn't like it for the fact that, for one, it served no fucking purpose.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it did.
Barely. Okay, so at the beginning she uses it a couple times, but after that you never see it again.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, the one
At
time
least
that
3 times.
but what purpose did it serve to the movie
It's
at
a
all?
It was a body camera.
I understand that, but it didn't serve much of a purpose. I just did. I felt like it was.
clearly did, at least
I
4
think it was
times.
underutilized. Is what I'm saying. It could have been used a little
Yeah,
more
maybe-
because it
maybe
was
I can
literally
see
the
that
only.
point, true.
It was the only interesting feature about this woman,
Yeah,
and
I'll agree with
they
that.
underused it.
Yeah,
they didn't
I
use
agree
it
with
hardly
that.
at all.
They could have used it. Yeah, there were spots where they could have used
Yeah,
it more.
agreed.
Honestly,
Agreed
she
with
could have
that.
had a fucking cybernetic arm coming out of her ass, and that would have been more interesting than her fucking personality. So
Did you guys notice that when you first see Bob Hoskins and he gives her a cigarette, the name of his cigarettes were Collapsed Lung?
oh really?
I did not.
If you look at the
I love
cigarettes.
Bob Hoskins, man. I so wish he was still alive.
yeah, the name of the cigarettes were called Collapsed
I
Lung.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, okay, so set designs were cool, blah blah blah. Oh, the over the top gore in the movie was amazing. So I love gory shit, and
I'm not big on gore, but I think that
it
movie
works
has the
so well
right
for this
amount of
fucking
gore.
movie.
Because it's about post-apocalyptic, and there's people that are eating other people. There's got to be a certain amount of gore.
I wouldn't even say it was over the top. Honestly, it was more realistic gore.
Yeah.
It was very realistic because, like,
I'll agree with that.
some of the shit, like that guy getting his head blown off right in front of her. I was like, "Yep, that's what would happen." You know?
And see, because like I said, I don't like a lot of gore, but there's gore where it should be.
Right? Exactly.
There's gore where you would expect it to be in real
Yeah,
life situations. It's not just like overly amounts of blood for no reason. There are reasons that it's that
Hey,
way.
I legit laughed. Like when Saul and his people come up on that chase scene and he had that bitch in the passenger
Oh yeah,
seat.
with her head
Oh,
taped back on.
I did laugh.
I wonder if she played the body double for that.
Okay,
I
but
don't
like,
know. Did you see when the girl's holding her head? Did you see her eye keep moving?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
but like
That was a
okay,
good little effect there that they
Yeah.
did. That really didn't need to be there, but it was anyway. And I was like, that's awesome because her eye was still moving and she was
Yeah.
looking around.
but like, how did they find them?
I don't know.
Fine,
Okay.
too.
I
How
don't
did
know.
Saul's people find them?
I didn't understand it either. Like
They were
Like over the river and through the woods, and then all of a sudden they're like,
they're like,
there
oh,
on
we
this
found
road."
you.
Well, what I want to know is how in the heck is this? Because I'm figuring each one of these groups are about 200 people, 200 people around, maybe more.
Okay.
How in the heck did you not see anybody? Especially since one group is staying in town.
That's true. Yeah, because they said that there's like no life left and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's like no life left in Scotland or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they're like, there's like all these fucking people running around
Yeah,
everywhere,
there's nobody
creating
there.
all this
Yeah,
chaos.
there's nobody there. And then
Like,
all of a
dude,
sudden,
you guys
oh, there
need
they
new
all
drones.
are.
Like-
yeah,
I can understand them not finding the
Yeah, they
the
clearly
guys in
weren't
the castle.
hiding.
Yeah, they weren't hiding.
Yeah, because
Yeah, the castle people I could understand.
I can understand, yeah, but the people are they're
Saul's
like,
people
driving
were not
through a
hiding.
thing, and how are you not seeing? I'm pretty sure that if these people are moving around in a train, some point a satellite's going to take pictures of them. Come on, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Like, why did Eden go back to them?
I was gonna say something about that. Like, I understand why she wanted to stay in that world and not go back to the city.
I don't.
Well, I could see it because she's got freedom there, man. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. And
I don't, because her whole bitching about the whole bitching thing that she had about the city was because of the people in charge.
right,
Well, the one guy's dead, and the other guy's about to take the fuck down.
right.
So her whole problem with the city is
That
about
wasn't
to
even my
collapse.
biggest gripe about it. My biggest gripe is, why the fuck does she want to be the leader of the cannibal
That's
gang?
what I'm saying. Like the
Like,
end didn't.
It
But
made no
see,
sense
I
to
didn't
me.
understand.
I think that what that is when she threw that head down and she goes, "Have a piece of your friend," and all them guys think. I think what those people are doing is it's like great. We don't have to do what he wants anymore.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that was more like she's saying, his reign is over.
Yeah.
But why them?
Right.
Why does she have to go back to them? Why wouldn't she? I don't know. Like,
She's a loner for
she's
one.
a loner. She
Why
doesn't
would she
need
want to? Why would
anybody.
she want to fucking lead a group of people?
Yeah.
Yeah, why does she need them?
Why didn't she just?
It was
stay
very
there?
out of character for her to go back to that.
Yeah,
Almost like he just needed this cool set piece at the end to make her more badass or something. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand.
Because the only thing that I would say that she stayed there is because, truthfully, that's her home. She feels at home there. Because she went back, that's where she was
She
from.
spent 25 years not there. That's like, I would.
Her entire personality was built around being a badass and
Yeah.
DDS or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
She hadn't been in Scotland since she was like, what, 9 years old in that?
Yeah.
And,
Her whole thing was being this just badass and this whatever the hell it was, DDS or whatever. Like, she goes into this post-apocalyptic world like for 48 hours, and now all of a sudden, like, that's just where she's gonna stay. I don't
understand it either. What I thought about this movie
Like,
was,
everything she hated about the city was about to collapse.
I felt like, because the problem, one of the biggest issues with this movie
like
is,
Bob Hoskins was like a father figure
Yeah,
to her. That's
the
what I
movie-
gathered.
the movie
And
itself-
she's gonna not go back to the one person that
Yeah.
she seems to care about.
the movie itself was too big for its own britches.
Yeah, I think they tried to put too much.
So it was a
into
2-hour movie, but even that wasn't enough space to fit, because they were putting all kinds of characters in there that you were like, like the doctor's little assistant dude. Like, he survived, but you're like, who the fuck is this guy? He barely had any dialogue. He was there the whole time, but you still didn't, you know what I mean? You didn't learn nothing from him. And then you have
Yeah, I'm
like,
he survived. Who is this?
yeah, like, and then you've got, Malcolm McDowell's character, who could have been fleshed out so much more, along with like his lead knight.
I so thought he was going to be more like when they kept talking about him,
Yeah.
and like when they were going to find him. I'm like, oh, so this guy's going to be like bigger, or like he's
Yeah.
gonna, maybe he wouldn't have a cure, but maybe he'd go back with them and he'd have more knowledge and he'd help find a cure or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the virus ended
Very
up not even
underwritten.
playing that big of
a role. That, and I hate when they do that shit with movies, especially virus movies, where they're like, there is no cure. The cure is in them because they've grown immune. They're the cure because of their immunity. It's just like, that is the most overplayed fucking plot hole ever, dude. Like, they do that in all kinds of virus type movies.
Well, but at least it's based in science, because that's how viruses work.
I understand, but if that'd be the case, and you think that even though they weren't around it, they still might have built up some kind of immunity to it,
That's not how immunity
I don't know.
works.
Well, true, but
Sir.
Yeah.
that's
I'm not a
flawed.
fucking scientist. But I felt like it was kind of a cop out, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think
get it.
I think it was a reason to make this post-apocalyptic movie, but they didn't care about that reason.
I just feel like the end was so shoehorned. It was just like they, like, oh shit, we're at a 2-hour runtime. Like, just hurry up and wrap this thing up, put a
Yeah.
bow on it. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm sure there were a lot of cuts and edits for this movie because
Yeah, like I feel like they spent so much time on the front end making it so cool and really getting you into it, especially like the futuristic, and then into like the Mad Max parts and stuff, like really getting you into it and like really.
and they really don't give
know.
you a lot of character to fall in love with.
Yeah.
Like the one guy that you're like, oh, this guy seems like a really cool guy. He's nice, and
Dr. Chaba,
the doctor,
they
fucking kill him.
Yeah.
He's got like 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah. I love that man.
And then, like, you're like, all right, well, Malcolm McDowell will redeem it. And then he
Yeah.
doesn't even come in until the end, and he's
And
only
he's
in
a
it.
dick.
He's a
And
dick. Yeah.
I kind of liked the girl on the team.
Yeah, she's lasts for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
The one that got shot.
The one that shot through the neck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the arrow.
Yeah, that's what I said. The
her.
likable characters, they kill him off right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then you're left with like this little doctor's assistant dude, and then his love interest that he's known for about 4
5
hours.
seconds.
I also did like the guy also that got his throat slit. I did like that guy too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
They
kill off all
Kill off the good ones.
all
And then the black dude, what was his name?
Norton.
He was cool.
Yeah.
He was even a badass.
Yeah.
And then he got
saved
more
her ass.
redemption.
He
Yeah.
saved her ass so many times,
Yeah.
and then she sits there like,
Oh,
"Oh, no,
fuck.
you're getting shot with a bow and arrow. I could pick up a rock before he even
Fires another one,
reloads
yeah.
one time. But I'm just gonna stand here and watch you get shot over
Yeah,
and over
I can kill
again.
people with my bare hands, but I'm afraid of your bow and
I could
arrow.
at least throw my
Yeah.
eye at you and see where he is. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, she wouldn't have to do that. He was right there.
It was
I'm
just,
saying.
and then the end,
That one
and
part
the end
is-
where she was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna send you guys off with these fucking douchebags,"
Yeah.
and we were like,
She
"Hold
spends
on,
the whole movie
Yeah.
protecting these people, and then she's like, "Well, I can't trust them, but go with them."
go with them." Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't understand it.
I didn't get the end. That threw me for a loop. I didn't get it.
Well, it's one of my favorite movies. You guys
I'm so
just
sorry.
crapped all
oh
over.
well, we're just calling. That's the
sorry.
whole point of this show, man.
So sorry. I really loved the front end of the movie. I did. It got me interested. I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be great." And then, like, as soon as we hit medieval land, I'm like, "Uh-oh."
I think they should have also did what they could have done is they should have made it like a 2-parter or something.
The
But they
soundtrack,
could've put-
though.
they
Whoever
could've-
put that soundtrack
I'll be honest with
together-
you, dude. This movie would have worked 10 times better as a series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they could have added more. Because I
Yeah.
They could have fleshed it out much better.
You could have fleshed out more characters.
Because this time when I was watching it, there's that part where Michael McDowell or whatever is standing at the top of the castle and they're all riding off. At that part, I did think they could have put a lot more of the medieval theme going on.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if they would have made a series out of this,
Mm-hmm.
you know what they could have done? They could have made a series and they could have taken, and instead of like doing like the first third of this movie in the city, second third in this whole Mad Max type scenario, and then like the last part in with the medieval shit, and then like this whole Mad Max chase down at the end. They could have taken each episode and put a little bit of all that in each episode, and it would have been perfectly fine. Because you would have got a little bit of each fix in each episode.
And you would have understood why they all existed.
There'd be more character development. There'd be more characters fleshed out. There would be more story to tell, more things like that. That's why some movies I watch and I'm like, man, that was just way too fast. It was too much, too fast, and there wasn't enough story and enough character development that it should have just been a series.
They started out doing it right. Like at the beginning, it seemed like it was.
It was kind of
right
paced.
pace
It was
and,
pacing itself. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
It was just like, all right, we need to go from 0 to 60
we need
now.
To hurry up and get this
Yeah.
over with. Yeah.
So, and I'm not knocking on the movie. I thought the movie was great. I didn't think it was a terrible movie.
No, I didn't think it was a bad.
So,
movie.
and don't get me wrong, there were a lot of things about it that I did like.
I love the soundtrack.
See, that's the thing.
Whoever
Like,
put that
I've
soundtrack together,
realized
man,
that-
they knew what they were doing.
That's what I've realized. Well, like with a lot of people, like my friends, they seem to pay a lot more attention to movies than I do.
I don't normally pay a lot of attention to movies unless it's unless I need to.
Well, see,
Like in this case, like I watched this movie back when it first came out years ago, and I couldn't have told you. Like at first, I was thinking I couldn't remember. I was like, God damn, is it a zombie movie? Like there were zombies in it, right? And then I'm like, no, I don't think there were zombies. It was just some kind of virus or something.
Creeper virus.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and then I started watching. I'm like, fuck, there's barely any virus in this fucking movie at all. You know what I mean?
I
Like
think the virus was kind of put in there haphazard.
it was in there as a.
This is why this happened.
It was just a plot. It was
Just to keep the movement of the plot. But and one thing I really want to bring up is why the fuck was that bitch in the tub with a shotgun? Why was there a shotgun next to the tub?
She was bathing.
Yeah, I understand.
What, you don't bathe with your shotgun?
No.
I'm confused as well. Why don't you bathe with your?
I just didn't understand it. It was like, we need at least one set of tits in this movie.
And
Let's
a
do it.
shotgun.
And a shotgun. She's got to have a shotgun, though, dude. Like, she's got to have a shotgun.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of badass. It was kind of a badass moment, just because. I mean, if you're on a boat and you know that they're doing bad things on that boat, You're probably not going to want to be naked without something next to you, like, to protect you. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
probably
I guess, but I kind of.
You got to remember, she's though they even say, "I want this guy. He's the biggest human smuggler."
She could have just been. I would. You know what would have been
But
even
so she's
better.
Probably thinking, "I got to be prepared at all moments."
Yeah, I mean, that's when you're at your most, like...
You know what?
anybody
But
can
you
come
know what
and
I think
fuck
would have
with
been
you.
even better is if she wasn't topless. Instead, she was just taking a giant dump, and she had a shotgun with her.
They've done that in movies before, though. But it's
I know, but
usually
I'm
a
saying
dude.
like a
It's
hot
usually a
chick,
dude.
taking a dump, shotgun.
It's usually a
It's
dude
never
in
done.
the movies.
Yeah, it's
you're
always a
right.
dude or an ugly person of some kind.
Yeah, it's usually like...
Yeah.
It's like, one of those, like...
It's always a low life henchman that's like some fat guy, like I ate too many burritos, and I gotta go take a dump. You know what I mean? He's gonna die. You know this.
Or if it is a
like
a
that-
woman, it's
like-
like one of those
like in
big
Warzone.
butch ladies. With
Yeah,
like,
right,
wearing
exactly,
like a,
exactly.
a
Yeah.
trucker hat or something.
I'm thinking about that part in Warzone where where the Punisher opens up that door, and the guy's like, "What the hell?" And then,
Oh yeah. Nothing's worse than getting killed on the shitter, right, Elvis?
Oh no,
Or no, well, he didn't get killed. He died though.
he died. Though.
So anyway, all right, let's get into the ratings here. Hold on, you guys. Actually, we'll get to the Rotten Tomatoes after. All right, so 0 out. Yeah, I know. I like the Rotten Tomatoes segment because I like looking up bad reviews.
Do we only do bad reviews? Though?
They're the funniest.
That's true.
But I think it's funny because, like, when it comes down to a lot of people be like, "Oh, I look at Rotten Tomatoes, but I look at the audience. I don't care what the audience or what Rotten Tomatoes said because I've seen both of them to where they're like, oh, this movie's stupid, and I watched the movie and it's great.
Right.
Or they say this movie's great and I watch it and it's like, no, this movie's stupid.
Right.
And so really, it is funny to read these comments and these people are like the
Especially when they have no fucking they just have no
this movie
reason.
Sucked.
Why?
Why?
Why? Like the one person that we read the one day about House on Haunted Hill, he's like, you can't follow it. You're not even talking about the right show.
Oh yeah.
That
He was talking about
great.
the haunting.
That was
Yeah.
great. He was talking about
The haunting is what it was.
No, it was
American
the
haunting.
Haunting of Hill House.
Oh,
on
the haunting.
Netflix.
No.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It was the Haunting
Yeah, it
of
was-
Hill House.
'cause he's
And
like,
it was
I
like
can't
on 5
follow it.
episodes.
Oh
in,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And we're like, episodes?
Episodes. What
are
the
you
fuck are you
talking
watching?
about?
They made
And
a
then he
series out of
And
this.
then he said something about one of the characters' names, and I'm like, that's the Haunting of Hill
Yeah.
House.
I was like, he's on the wrong fucking thing.
Well, because he said something about episodes, and I was like, I think he's talking about a different thing.
Yeah, and then he said,
And I was like, and then I had to go back and kind of reread. I'm like, you're right. 5 episodes. What the fuck is he talking about?
that was hilarious.
Like, goddamn, the movie wasn't that long. Like, what are they, like 10-minute episodes or something?
God, this movie was so bad. I felt like I was watching a miniseries.
Okay, so, all right, so 0 out of 10. 10 being the best, 0 being the worst. Matt, what is your rating for Doomsday 2008?
I have to give it an 8.
An 8? Holy
I
shit.
liked it. It's one of the movies that takes your attention off what's going on in the world.
Okay.
And really, what I think
Okay,
is,
but it takes your attention off of what's going on. I could watch
You
it.
can't argue with him.
That's true.
It's his rating.
and then also,
Okay, you're right.
what
yeah.
I think it is,
I know.
is I kind of think deeper about the movie to where I think what the movie is really about is the depravity of man.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, it basically shows what people do in desperate situations.
Okay.
And that's what I think it's more
Yeah,
about.
they don't eat cows that are readily available.
Yeah.
They eat people
Yeah.
because they don't want to walk 10 minutes.
Okay. So, an 8 out of Matt. Karen, what do you give Doomsday 2008? If you say 8, I'm quitting.
Well, it was either 8
I
or
wasn't,
7.
I wasn't going to give it an 8. 4.5.
4.5?
The ending.
Wow, it went from you gave it too much, you gave it too little.
It's the ending.
Wow.
Because if you really come back to it,
you
I
know,
would give it like
know,
7.
I've said this before. The ending is make it or break it for me.
Right, I understand.
And her
Complete.
just, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to protect you this whole time, but go with these people I don't trust.
Yeah. for whatever
That-
reason.
Yeah, that.
And then she goes off to be like this, like I'm gonna go lead the cannibals.
Yeah, I just that killed it.
Yeah,
that killed it. For
It was
me.
a very much like what the
I
fuck.
loved. You know, if that hadn't happened, I would have given it a solid 6.5
To where, like,
probably.
you
I
think
would
just
have.
like driving off into the wasteland, like you would have been. more
No,
okay
like
with
if
it?
she would have like blown that dude's head off or something after he confessed, or you know.
He
like-
was extremely douchey, and he got nothing out of it.
Yeah, the only thing he's gonna get is, you know, he gets told on, and he'll probably go to jail, or he'll probably get away with it because he's a fucking politician.
Or just
You
lose
know?
his job, even.
Yeah, like
you know?
the worst thing that's gonna happen to him is, you know, less. I mean, anyway,
Maybe
I
that's
don't
why
know.
she's staying there then, because she's like, he's not going to get hurt.
She should have fucking blown his head off. She's a badass, remember? If she had all the goods on him, which she did, blow his fucking brains out, take them back, make your little cure. Everybody lives happily ever after.
Right?
But
Yeah.
I think if she would have blew his head off, they're not going to fly those people back.
Oh, I bet they would.
Oh, they would.
If she holds a gun to their head, they will.
They've got the cure. They don't.
Did you guys not notice that at the end she did not have a gun?
I wasn't even paying attention.
She did not have a gun.
Again, they've got the cure. They don't.
Okay, so all right, so Matt gave it an 8. Karen gave it a
Which
4.5.
I take that back. I would have gave it a 7. A 7.
A 7.
Because, dude, I'm sorry, but I don't like a lot of movies, and this is one that I enjoy.
That you don't have.
You don't have to change your opinion
No,
of
it's
the
just
movie,
like,
man.
You guys point out a lot of stuff I didn't know. And
Oh,
I like
this is why you shouldn't choose your favorite movies to be on our show.
Yeah. No, it's not my favorite movie, but it's
don't-
one of those that I think's good.
Hey. I really liked House on Haunted Hill remake, and you guys tore it apart.
Oh, yeah,
But
we
guess what?
shredded it.
Guess what? I still really like the House on Haunted Hill remake.
Well,
You can still really like this movie.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, what I'm saying though is, like, when it comes to me judging movies, a lot of them are going to be bad reviews because I don't like a lot of movies.
That's fine.
I'm just saying. So when there's one that I
Well,
think is
I'll
more
tell
than
you what,
5,
Matt.
that's amazing.
You
I'll
can
t-
still really like it.
I tell you what, buddy.
To not like it.
Like,
you can still really
My
like
review
it.
for the movie, I have to give it a solid 6. Okay, I will give it a 6 because it is a good action movie. The set pieces are awesome. The gore is fucking great. Let's see here. It's long enough where, and there's enough character in it that I love it. There's not enough development, which sucks, which is one of its downfalls. The score, the score doesn't suck, but it's like it's just too, it's too loud.
I love the soundtrack.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Soundtrack-
It's just
the
too loud.
Soundtrack is amazing.
So it's got good action. It's got action throughout the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Keeps your attention.
Definitely keeps
See,
your
that's
attention.
what I think really draws me to it is that there's action throughout all the movie.
And it's not by any means, you know, it's not a fucking Oscar award winning fucking movie, but it's a good action romp. And dude, we're men. We
It's a
like
good time.
action.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's a
Like
good
my-
time. It
my
holds
favorite-
my attention.
My favorite movie genre is action. So any action movie, I'm probably most likely.
Yeah,
going
and that's okay. And dude, I will give it a solid 6 out of 10 because I don't hate the movie. I don't even dislike the movie. I would probably like if I had to. If people ask me, should I watch this movie? I'm gonna recommend it. Like, yeah, watch it, man. It's a good fun film. You know, kind of like some of the. I mean, as bad as the Resident Evil movies are, they're good action films.
I got
You
I got all the Resident Evil movies, mainly though because my cousin bought them for me, and I just really like Mila Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich.
Yes, I like her.
I
just like her.
They pronounce it all. It's Mila Jovovich.
I've heard her say
You know,
it.
she's in Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, she's a little hippie chick.
I didn't know if.
So, all right. So from here, we will go and say Matt is giving it a
7.5.
7. There you go. See, meeting in the middle. A 4.5 out of Karen and a 6 out of me. So take it as you will and watch the movie. Fuck it. You know what I mean? If you haven't seen it, you shouldn't even be listening to this podcast if you haven't seen it. I would suggest going and watching the movie. Or fuck it. If you don't want to watch the movie,
I would never tell nobody to not watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would totally tell people.
I'm
to watch it.
going to
just
say
do
if you don't plan on watching it, go ahead and listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
We'll explain the whole fucking movie to you.
There's been things where I've sat there and though I've listened to like a thing and then even though I know what's going on in the movie, I still want to see the movie
Right.
because it just sounds good.
Right.
So if you think that this sounds like a good movie to you, go watch it. It's
a fun movie.
I was just gonna say you might have a little
I
bit of trouble
loved
finding
it.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it clear up until
I'll be honest with you, the whole center part of this movie is awesome. Like the whole thing with like the punk like post-apocalyptic cannibal dudes.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun. It's a
Yeah.
blast.
Oh yeah.
Her killing that fucking bitch off right off the
Oh
bat.
yeah.
That was a good
I'm
little
telling you,
action
like,
part. You know what I mean?
All in.
Yeah.
I was all
She
in.
chopped that bitch's head off. No problem.
Yep, I was all in.
So it was a good fucking movie, and I would recommend it if you are looking for a good action
Yep,
flick,
yep.
especially a good one to watch with like a bunch of buddies, or if your wife's into the same shit. I wouldn't watch it with kids.
Yeah,
Don't watch it with kids unless you're like okay with your kids watching this kind of stuff.
I mean, like
I could watch it with my kids probably.
I would watch it with my 15-year-old. I wouldn't watch it with my boys.
Well, see, that's what because we were talking about the gore. There's a lot of gore, but it's one of those movies that's not gore heavy because there's no reason to be. It's gore where
realistically
it needs to be.
gory, yeah.
It's realistically gory.
Yeah.
It's
In a
like-
fun way, though. It's not like we're
It's not gory for the sake of being gory.
Right.
Or whatever. It's realistic.
Yeah, and it's fun though at the same time too. 'Cause like the part where the bad guy loses his head at the end, and his head flies at the screen. Like, yes, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. Every time I see that movie, I was like, I'm surprised they didn't make it 3D.
That one
Because of
part,
that
yeah,
part.
that one part. Yes, I will recommend that if you haven't seen this movie, go ahead and watch it because it's a fun action flick. It's a good.
There's a lot of great in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, don't let us steer you away from watching this movie because we may bash on it, but that's what we do. We bash on movies. We find the flaws in them, but there are a lot of good things about it too. Like we said, the gore, the characters, maybe
The
not.
bottom line is that movies should be entertaining. And
Yeah.
even though, like me, I'm a stickler for the end. I've said it a million times, and if the end is disappointing to me, then I have a problem. But that's just me. I have a problem.
Mine is it has to hold my attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's got a
Yeah.
thing. That's where my ratings come from, is that if the end disappoints me, then I have a problem overall.
And for next week, I think that because we have kind of stuck with this apparent theme of Karen chose a horror movie, and Matt chose essentially I wouldn't even call it a horror movie, but like an action
I wouldn't call
apocalyptic.
it a horror movie either.
It's
but
not
I'm
a horror
pretty
movie,
sure
but
they would say it's a horror movie.
it's got I wouldn't call it a horror movie, but it has its horror
Because
aspects.
I've seen a lot of movies where they'd be like, "This is horror," and I'm like, "That is not horror."
Right.
I
Like
wouldn't call
Shaun
it
of the
a horror
Dead.
movie.
I'm sorry, that is not horror.
No,
It's horror
It's
comedy.
not horror comedy.
Yeah, well, I would put it more in a comedy thing, but see.
Well, yeah, of course. It's a parody.
I don't like to do it's this and this. I like to do it's this.
It's just this.
Yeah.
So I think for next week, and I hope you guys love me for this. I think we're gonna watch Grandma's Boy because I fucking love that movie,
I've seen
and
the movie 1,000 times.
and
I'm
I
happy
can-
to watch it again.
I could probably recite that movie word for
I
word.
think I still have it, but oh my god, Grandma's Boy. I haven't watched that in forever.
I know it's such a good fucking movie. Okay, so we're gonna do Grandma's Boy next week because we need to do a comedy because we love comedies.
Oh, that's okay, because I had a movie that I was thinking about that was comedy too. I was thinking about Evolution.
Evolution, that's a good
Because
one.
I was thinking when Karen used to go, caw, caw,
Dookie dookie.
You are so
Beautiful to me.
Can you
Can't
come
you
down
see?
from there? Because you are embarrassing me.
I actually watched, I think it was also because I just watched a movie not too long ago that had Orlando Jones in it.
I have an idea for my next movie too, and it was also going to be a comedy. But
Orlando Jones is in, where he was in American Gods. It's on.
yeah.
The show that I was watching. Sleepy Hollow, the show. Mm-hmm. I've been watching that, and he was in that. He's.
I watched like the first episode, then I was like, no, not for me.
I kind of like the history aspect of it.
Yeah.
All right, so tune in next week for Grandma's Boy. But from here, Karen, do you have trivia?
I do.
Sweet, we're gonna jump into trivia.
You know, I don't think I've watched Grandma's Boy since I've stopped drinking. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of movies.
Shit.
A lot funnier.
This is Grandma's Boy is definitely like if you have not seen Grandma's Boy, please, please,
watch
for the love of God, I cannot recommend this movie anymore as a comedy to any. This is I gotta say, this is my all-time favorite comedy movie.
It's a straight up stoner comedy.
Oh, it is a straight up stoner. If you like video games, weed, and comedies, and it's like an Adam Sandler movie without Adam Sandler, which honestly makes it better. Like, we love Adam Sandler, but dude, this movie without Adam Sandler was just his whole crew of guys.
Yeah.
Without him, made a fantastic movie.
What's the guy also? Nick Swanson or
Nick Swartzen.
Nick Swartzen.
Nick Swartzen, Jonah Hill.
Radio,
All before Jonah Hill was like this Oscar award winning actor. You know, he was this fat kid in Grandma's Boy, you know, sucking on a boob for half the movie. You know?
New high score. What does that mean? Did I break
What's
it?
that mean? Did I break it? So go watch this movie if you have not watched it. So because whenever
It's so quotable.
Yes, because next week I guarantee you we were gonna be quoting the shit out of this movie, and you're gonna hear a whole lot of laughing, and I hope you're laughing with us.
I don't even know if I can write notes for that. I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah.
funny.
Fuck. What do I even say about this? Cabo Wabo shots. What?
I want a monkey.
Yeah, I want a monkey. And then like,
Did you know that monkey? There's actually a part where it tries to bite the guy.
yeah, he didn't like him. He didn't like him.
Yeah, he loved the guy who was was supposed to be the guy who had him, but yeah, he did not like the other guy.
So
Rent money.
Smells like Cypress Cobb.
smells like Cypress Heights. I don't rent to these types of people. You have 5 minutes.
smoking
Grab a yeah.
Oh, it's an expensive piece.
See? Okay, let's not ruin it. God damn it. Fucking movie.
It's just so quotable.
It is very quotable. So quotable. It was up in the air between that and old school. And I was like, oh, we got to do... Dude, old school is awesome.
I don't like old school. I'm not a big fan of Will Ferrell, man.
Yeah, but he's only the smallest part. Vince Vaughn is what kills that movie, dude. Vince Vaughn, I don't know. Will Ferrell's pretty good in it, too, though.
Him with that ribbon. Come on.
Oh, yeah, him with the ribbon. And then what's his name? What the fuck's his name? I can't remember his name.
My boy Blue.
And he's like, he puts that ribbon in his face. He like swats at it. And he's just like... all right, so anyway, let's get to Doomsday 2008 trivia.
Okay, so this was the best ones that I found. Escape from New York was apparently a heavy influence for this film. I didn't get that.
I would have figured more Mad Max.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, at the 8-minute mark when it reads London 2035, this is the same phrasing and font that was used in Escape from New York.
Why, though?
Just a lot of movies will do little toss-outs to other movies.
Again, I didn't get that. I didn't.
That's why the little
I
base.
haven't seen.
That's why I think the baseball player thing that you were talking about, that was probably a toss out to the Warriors.
I was
hey.
wondering if it was too. I was thinking that
It could be.
I didn't see that.
It could be a nod.
It'd be like a quick little toss-out.
Yeah, it probably is just a nod at that movie.
Yeah.
So the Bentley doesn't do product placement.
Oh, really?
Nope. So the producers bought 3 of them, and they bought 3 Bentley Continental GT Speeds for $150,000.
A piece.
That's $50,000 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Good lord.
One was accidentally driven into a gorge.
Fuck.
Oops. The second one was used for the stunt shots. And then the third, despite all the punishment, when the filming was over, the car only needed cosmetic work. The frame and engine were not only intact, but in perfect working order. 2 of the DDS soldiers are named Miller and Carpenter.
Go figure. Frank Miller. Frank Miller is also the creator, or he did the new Mad Max Fury Road.
George Miller directed Mad Max.
Yeah.
The Mad
or
Max
George
Road.
Miller, sorry, yeah.
And John Carpenter did Escape from New York, which they say heavily influenced the film. The film was made into a haunted house at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, Florida.
Huh.
For how long? Is it still there?
It doesn't say.
Huh.
So Rona Mitra, as we said, plays a character who loses a right eye as a child from a stray bullet. Emma Cleesby, who plays her mother at the beginning of the film, was in Dog Soldiers, as we kind of talked about.
Yeah.
Several actors.
We need to watch that movie too.
I considered it.
That was also directed by Neil Marshall, as we talked about. In that movie, Cleesby's character gets shot in the right eye while transforming into a werewolf.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, yeah. I also kind of wonder if, like, that was a nod at Snake Plissken from Escape from New York.
I didn't put that in there either.
Because there's a lot more. If you actually, she's got that robotic eye, but if you look at a lot of the scenes, she's got the eye patch on.
Mm-hmm.
In the earlier scenes, yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 other actors were also main characters in Dog Soldiers. So Sean Pertwee, Dr.
Yeah.
Talbot, Darren Morfitt, Dr. Sterling, Chris Robson Miller, and Emma Cleese.
You know the reason I watched that movie is because the guy who played Punisher in Warzone was in it.
Huh? Oh,
Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson.
Ray
Yeah.
Stevenson.
Which, honestly, in my opinion, still the best Punisher. He was the best Punisher.
Yeah, it is. It's,
No, I mean him as Punisher was the best Punisher.
oh, yeah, no. My thing, it goes Warzone, original, then the one with John Travolta.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, Thomas Jane. Yeah, he just didn't look like a
That was more of a child's,
right.
because it was the less gore and
Right.
stuff.
Both Sean Pertwee and, I think I'm saying that correctly, and Chris Robson, their characters die similar to the way that they died in Dog Soldiers. Pertwee by fire. We talked about that a little bit. And
yeah.
Robson dies fighting.
Okay.
The APC vehicles that were they were actually built for the movie with real steel plating and arms, plated glass, windscreens, and so the actors and stunt people could learn to use them authentically. And they took 5 weeks to build, 5 weeks to build, and 10 weeks, 5 weeks to design and 10 weeks to build. 2 were built completely custom, and they talked about buying some and then just kind of like maybe doing a little bit, yeah. But they were actually they were going to buy some decommissioned military vehicles, but it turned out to be cheaper just to build them from scratch and a lot easier for the actors to just learn how to use ones that they built.
Yeah, because you would have to learn how to drive it. Yeah, because you have to, in the military, you learn how to drive those things.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Canaris, the bad guy, was actually named for a German spy from World War II. And most of the duties that this Canaris guy were with the official Nazi party, but he was known to run operations for his own purposes. So his character is actually kind of modeled after
Right,
that,
yeah.
because he did, work for the official government, but, he also obviously had his own agenda.
Canaris. He was the guy who was standing in front of the gift shop, right?
No, he's the official that picked up the guy and the girl at the end.
Yeah.
The guy that came in on the chopper.
Okay, Canaris.
Yeah, the one that didn't give a shit when the Prime Minister got,
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I've seen him in other movies, though, too.
He was in Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in a few movies.
Because there was, I seen him and I was like, he looks familiar.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you're like, I know his face.
Yeah, he's got a face that you recognize.
Yeah. So, Mayanna Buring, which was Callie, Kane's daughter, and then Nora June Noon, which was the chick with the arrow in her throat, like early on.
The girl that I liked.
Yeah. And then the guy who played Saul, Craig Conair, all worked together on The Descent.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Another thing, the girl who played the daughter is also in a show, The Wheel of Time. It's on Amazon. It was like one of the most expensive productions that Amazon's. It's pretty much their equivalent to what they want Game of Thrones, essentially.
Oh, okay.
But she's much older in it, but she's also in that. She's actually really good in that movie, in that show too. So, a little nod out to that.
Despite having so many dangerous stunts in this movie, obviously there's a lot of stunts in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Only 2 went wrong. There was a motorcycle rider that was dragged when he was supposed to just roll off to the side of the bike. And second one, I don't know why this makes me laugh, but when Saul punches the guy.
I was thinking about that. That's so funny. When
he gets mad and he punches the dude off the train platform. So he punches the dude in the face. The stuntman's nose got broken.
Oh.
So.
It was a really good punch, though, too. Like, you see him do it, and you're like, God damn, that almost looked like it hurts.
And it did.
Yeah, apparently it did.
Every time I see that, and he punches that guy, I'm like, what's the point?
Well, the funny part is he made contact, but you see him yell afterwards.
It was probably fuck.
Like, fuck!
Sorry.
And then, all right, cut. Like, oh, I'm sorry, dude.
My bad.
Or either that or he's a real dick in real life. He's like, yeah, fuck you.
That's what you get for standing too close.
Yeah.
You weren't even on your fucking mark.
Yeah, be on your mark, bitch. This is why you're not a pro.
That's the end of the trivia.
Oh boy.
Where do you get all this trivia?
The
Various
internet, dude.
I guess
The
I just,
intranet.
I just go on the little IDBM page and read a little bit.
IMDb.
Whatever.
IDBM.
Whatever.
I start there, and then if I don't find anything that I think is interesting, I'll go to other places.
Hell, just go to Google and type in the movie and then trivia.
I don't. I just watch the movie, take the notes now. Take the notes now.
Say you didn't before.
No, because like I said, I thought I would be able to remember the stuff I wanted to talk about. This one was because I really wanted to talk. It's going to be stupid.
Say you've seen this one before,
But
though.
I really wanted to. No, because every time the one thing that always came up every time I watched the movie is why they're eating people. There are cows.
That was my biggest thing. Like, they go out, and then there's cows.
Yeah, you guys had a huge gripe over that. And I didn't even think about it while watching. I'm like, yeah, they just hit a whole herd of cows here. And then they go on about the movie, and then they're like eating people. And I'm like, huh. I wish there was an alternate food source. That's what I was thinking. I was as dumb as the movie was.
I
So.
cannot imagine eating people. Like,
Yeah.
I would literally look for anything.
Right, that's-
oh, look,
yeah.
a tire. Let me try
Yeah.
this.
There's got to be some nutritional value to this.
Come on.
Ever since like the second time I seen it, because it was like there are cows. Like that's so much more meat than human.
That's literally as soon as
Really
as
is,
soon as
too.
They lit up that fire, and you knew they were going to eat the guy. I'm like, there's cows right outside.
You could feed a family of 5 for a year off of a cow. Like literally.
One
Give
cow, and
one
there's
cow.
800 out
All
there.
Yeah.
those people trying to get a piece, you wouldn't have to do that to
Yeah.
the cow.
Yeah, you could live off them cows for several years. That whole group of people. Now,
And if you learn to farm, you can get milk.
yeah, you get milk and you can breed the cows and make more cows.
I'm just saying.
Or I mean, you can't breed the cows, but you can breed the cows with steers.
You can do something.
You know,
I mean,
and make
something,
more.
Anything's better than eating.
You know what the funniest part about seeing all them cows, and I hate your gripes, but this is the biggest gripe for me, is there were a lot of cows there. Where were all the steers?
They were in the back.
I didn't see them.
They were there.
You weren't paying attention.
You guys are liars. You're not. Are you making this
You
up?
weren't paying attention. You didn't even pay attention to the fact that there were cows.
Where
that
were
they
the
could eat.
steers, though?
They were in the back.
Did you see them?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are making this up. You're
Nope.
you're bullshitting.
They were
man.
Texas Longhorns. You didn't know?
Yeah.
Texas Longhorns in Scotland.
Yes. They were flown in.
You guys are dumb.
You had them until you said Texas Longhorn, you dumbass.
You almost did. You almost had me. I'm like, God damn it, they're fucking with me.
There are Highland cows. They were those ones, the ones with the cool haircuts.
It's over.
Yeah, you're done now. I
Doesn't
don't.
know we can still get them.
We can reel them back in.
No, we can't. Dude. Texas Longhorns.
We can reel them back in. We got this.
Scotland.
Scotland. Oh
Have you
man.
seen those Scotland calves though? Those things are adorable.
Yeah.
Would you eat them?
No, they're just cute.
Would you eat them over people?
Yes. I would eat the grass that they eat over people.
That is true. That's what I'm thinking. Like, why do you have to eat the meat? A lot of people could just go vegan. Like, what's wrong with that?
Say anything to
Yeah,
other people.
just go eat some fucking plants, dude. Like, yeah, you're gonna be skinny. You might be a little malnourished, but
Also,
fuck, dude, learn how to make tofu.
Throughout the whole movie, there are birds flying around too.
That is true.
And they obviously made some weapons.
And there's bunnies.
Bunnies.
That is, yeah.
We
If
know
the
that
fucking
there's
wall
bunnies.
didn't kill them all.
People, these
Thank you,
apparently
Trump.
These people did not want to hunt for some reason.
Oh no, they wanted to hunt, just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't.
I mean, animals would be a lot easier to hunt.
Than people? Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do they do whenever they like run out of people? Do
Like,
they just
you're
eat their
I'm
own?
telling you that these people were just mean.
Well, that's like a pack of wolves eating a pack of wolves.
Isn't it-
Where does it end? Where you're like, all right, my buddy next to me might get a little hungry at some point and decide to eat my leg. You know what I mean?
Mean. They're just mean. Mean people.
They are mean fucking people. They're a bunch of douchebags. You know?
I'm saying.
They're fucking. And I want to know where they get their hair dye.
Well, hair dye. I mean, it's probably still in the stores.
Hold on. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, does it expire? It's been 25 years. Hold on. I'm looking this up. I'm going to look this up, and I'm
sure
going to.
hair dye expires.
It would have to. See here. Does hair dye?
It has to.
Does air dye?
Does hair
Does air dye?
I hope not.
God damn it! I can't type. Does hair die
Yes, it does.
God damn it. Expire. According to manufacturers, unopened hair dye doesn't expire. Okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
They caution, however, that hair dye has a shelf life of about 3 years. After that period of time, hair dye may not work effectively. Okay, so it doesn't
You
expire.
have to use like 5 boxes instead of 1.
Well, it says it doesn't work effectively. If you think about it, that's only after 3 years. 25 years later, that shit's going to be like dust. You know what I mean?
point.
Even in the package. So unless they have like a hair dye maker within their community.
Maybe he just. Well, also if you think because in the part there's one part that I wanted to talk about. Like,
Wait, so you're getting on our case about the cows, and you're all about the damn hair dye.
I wrote it down, man. I couldn't help it.
We wrote down the cows.
in the part.
I want to know how they
Castle,
get such close shaves.
If you can sharpen a knife, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be trusting any of them fucking cannibals with a knife around my
The
neck.
Vikings did it.
That's true. But they weren't eating each other either.
No, I'm just saying. You asked about close shaves. You didn't ask about cannibalism.
But in the castle, there's a window behind the guy, and it's got the biohazard symbol in it. So
seen
somewhere
that.
in that they got a glass maker.
Well, maybe he just brought it with him from the hospital. It was a sticker.
Yeah, but making glass, that's no big deal, man. You just melt fucking sand down. You got glass.
Yeah, but colored glass.
Yeah,
Maybe they use the same thing as they did the hair dye.
that's true. Maybe.
it's just-
Yeah,
Food coloring.
medieval castles have stained glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even back in the day.
Yeah, but why? But during that time, I bet that they didn't have a biohazard symbol on the glass.
No, but I'm saying he probably took that from the hospital. It's probably a sticker or something.
It looked pretty glass made.
Well, then they made it.
Because if you
They can
remember,
make it. They have.
I
that.
know it's just
They have the technology.
It's just one of those things that you point out when it's like, well, that's because also why would you even worry?
What was that?
Why do you make fun of me when I say words that are
You didn't even say a word. That's the problem.
They're
You're
words.
so...
You know, I have my own language.
It almost sounded like the Batman thing. No.
You know what, Joseph? Screw you.
Okay, so you can try to fuck with me about a fucking steer, but I can't pick on you about not making words.
I know my flaws. I don't need to point it out.
Oh boy. All right, so it's been 1 week since you looked at me. Sorry, I had
Are
to
you
say
doing
it.
reviews or no?
Oh fuck yeah. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, let's get into some reviews, dude. We need like a checklist on the wall for shit that we needed to go through for each show. Like eventually we're gonna do a show where we're like, fuck, we forgot to do that.
I've destroyed these little pieces of paper, and you might want to vacuum your table next time.
Just dust it off onto the floor, it'll be okay.
Oh,
Oh.
my deal is every time, like if you put a piece of paper in my hands or something, I'll destroy it. You should see the one time I went to Walmart trying to return something with a receipt that I had folded into a tiny football.
Oh, that's really disappointing. That movie, The Invitation, that's the vampire movie that's coming out, so got a 21% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's sad.
That is sad, because I was really had high hopes for that movie.
So hard to get a good vampire movie.
It is.
It's
You ever
'cause
see that movie, The Hunger, with Bowie?
No.
I should pick that for us to watch just so we can tear it apart. I
You know,
watched it, and I'm not going to watch it if I recommend it to watch it. I just want to see your guys' reaction.
I'm sorry, but there's going to be a point here where we start naming off movies. I'm going to be like, I don't know how in the hell I'm going to watch that because I do not have streaming service. I'm not going to pay for it.
You ain't going to my house. I got every streaming service there is.
I do too, I think.
But see, so I just have to come over to your guys' house and watch it or borrow your streaming service for a night.
Yeah, you know me. I'm always willing to give you my passwords and shit. Like, here, take it.
Yeah, you actually let me use your HBO and I couldn't use it because I had to call you and be like, yeah, they're sending you a number.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting pretty strict about the shit. All right, so if you had to guess, what would your guess be for the critic rating?
51.
You looked it up.
Like real critic? Like real or...
Yeah,
people?
critic rating. It's 51 here.
Yeah, I get it.
You motherfucker.
It's the one that I always look up.
All right, hold on now.
Movies for
What about the audience, Matt? If you already know it.
That I didn't know.
62.
62?
Wasn't it like 20 something?
No.
It was
I can't.
40 something.
No, I would say audience rating is gonna be higher. It's probably like 60 something.
It's actually lower. It's 44.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 40 then too.
It's 44%.
I would think the audience would like
They
it
didn't.
much better.
They didn't. It wasn't. It was like a 5 point something for them, wasn't it? Or a 6 point something.
What?
They're where they do out of 10.
What?
The one that I did has like like gives the average like 5 point something or out of 10 stars or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. The audience reviews are based off of 50,000 plus ratings, which is 44%. The critic reviews are based off of 75 critic reviews, and it's 51%. So, all right, let's get into some.
Yeah, when I brought up the thing, I seen the critic reviews right off the bat. I didn't care about all the other stuff
Let's get into some
because I was looking up actors.
Rotten Tomatoes. Some audience reviews here. Let's find the bad ones. We like bad reviews. They're funny. Let's see here. We like the 1 and 1.5 stars. Okay, so 1 star from April 14th, 2022. The main actress is good, but the whole movie is a mess. Why?
You got that wrong. Flip it.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Like, dude, no. All right, so here's another 1 star. A post-apocalyptic blah blah blah. From all right, sorry, it's from 2017 or 2020.
What was that? What was that?
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so December 17th, 2021, a 1-star review says a post-apocalyptic, futuristic, medieval mess of a movie. The entire budget went into the set as the plot is wafer thin and the script is non-existent. No, the script is there, dumbass.
When you said wafer and just stopped, I'm like, whoa, what?
The script has to be there to make.
Yeah, he said the script is non-existent. No, there's a script there, buddy. You just didn't agree with it.
I wouldn't give it that bad of a review.
No, not at all. Okay, so let's keep going here. All right.
It's because these people go on here and they. Feel
It's
that they have
so
to be heard.
funny. The 1 star and the 1.5 star reviews always like one sentence, like it wasn't good. Like okay. All right, so here's one. All right, like I just said, February 19th, 2021, 1 star. Doomsday 4/2/21. What? 4/2/21.
Did you watch it that day? Is that?
Yeah, I'm not fully understanding why he put 4/2/21. Doomsday 4/2/21. Think have seen before. Undated, unfinished.
Okay,
What?
You don't. You can't.
I swear to God, that's what it says. It says
Hold up.
right here.
Okay. Where is it?
right there, the 1 star.
Doomsday 4/2/21. Think have seen before. Undated, unfinished. Yeah, like I think English must be their second.
Yeah,
language
like-
or something because that's
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
It's got to be like the 3rd or 4th language.
All right, this guy left a 1-star review, but it has 2 sentences.
Woohoo.
November 4th, 2020. Gritty fly on the wall documentary following a team of Brits as they navigate a weekend away in the nightlife in Glasgow.
I think you watched the wrong movie.
What are you watching, buddy?
Trying to make it funny.
Maybe. Gritty fly on the wall documentary following a team of Brits as they navigate a weekend away and the nightlife in Glasgow.
Okay, you know what?
That would make a great fucking movie,
That's
dude.
hilarious if that's like him just trying to be funny.
I think he was trying to be funny.
That is hilarious, actually.
That's pretty good. All right, so October 29th, 2020. This is a 1/2-star review. Almost unwatchable, a Mad Max ripoff done so badly, the Mohawk leader dude trying to channel so badly. What the fuck?
Channel so badly what?
Yeah, channel what, dude?
You didn't finish your sentence.
Yeah,
sir.
the Mohawk leader dude trying to channel so badly. Okay, Mike, you're a dumbass. All right, let's move on here. Let's give us a couple more. Here's a 1-star from Louis E. August 18th, 2019. Oh, hold on. Oh, fuck, he's got a whole fucking paragraph here.
Hey, these are the good ones.
He's
All right.
All right, let's hear your reasons.
1 star, and unnecessarily what the fuck is that word? Disproportionate. No, that's a word, yeah. Disproportionate, cheap, and capricious parade of boring English British nonsense. Show
he's one
off.
of those guys that tries to sound like
He sounds
doesn't
he-
speak properly.
Yeah, he's
it's
trying to sound like a
capricious.
professional fucking critic here.
Oh.
All right, nonsense show off to say nothing interesting. I could say it is like a B series underworld. It is all in quote in parentheses here. He says it was already bad, so you can see my point here about Doomsday. Let us see. A deadly virus spreads across Scotland, so the surviving ones go back in time for no apparent and or logical unuseful
time
reason
travel.
to the 70s.
I think he's saying they decided to go back to where it was medieval because they go back to like the medieval.
No, he
thing.
says
And
to
I'm
the
pushing-
70s punk era and even worse, middle age. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Each one adopting their clothings and habits like Night Fight. If I must talk about some other movie that's caused what? Dude, I don't even want to read the rest of your review.
Yeah, I think. He
Yeah,
was
I
doing
don't
it.
think that he's okay. I must go to Marvel. Okay, so he's comparing it to like Marvel's Elektra and Ang Lee's the Hulk, which were kind of subpar superhero movies. But dude, I don't even know how you're comparing that.
When he said something about Underworld, that would be the first time I've ever heard or even thought
Well,
about
I
the
think
comparison
these people
between
need to
Underworld.
realize, dude,
Well, that lady, the main character who plays Eden, it was in.
Sure, but that's really you're grasping at straws.
I don't
at
know
that point,
what the
just 'cause
fuck-
she's both
Dude, I
in
don't-
both movies.
I don't think these people realize, dude, you don't have to get on there. You can go, I did not like it because of this reason, and this reason, and this reason. That is it. You don't need to use long language and try to make it sound like you're some mid-grade
Some professional
film
critic,
school
yeah.
guy.
Yeah. All right, so here's another one. Oh my god, when they say it, they fucking say it, dude. I don't want to read that one, it's too long. He was just critiquing the movie. Okay, so
Yeah, people like that just want to be pretentious.
yeah, they just want to be pretentious pricks.
Yeah, just so that they sound profound.
Yeah,
or
oh, listen to
something.
me because I'm using big words. Another half star. I wish I could give a 0 scrap script. Why? Nobody says why, and when they say why, they want to sound like a fucking dumbass.
I wish I could give you a big foot to the forehead.
Right, all right. So here's another 1 star from 2014. This was a pathetic ripoff of Escape from New York, Road Warrior, and apparently 28 Days Later. I'll go barely on the last one. 2 wasted hours if you ask me. Okay, so dude,
Your life is a waste.
yeah. Like goddamn people.
You take this so to heart.
Yeah.
Calm down.
No, I'm not taking it to heart. Like I don't know that person, but yeah, no, it's just come on, man. Why you gotta be so mean about it? Just like,
Don't be so cynical.
just like no.
Okay, so this one just straight calls it out from 2013. 1 star, half a star said, somebody has been watching Mad Max. That's all he said.
Okay.
He's
Pretty
not
sure
wrong.
everybody has.
It's just, well, he's not wrong though. He's just saying that's definitely where a lot of the influence for the movie came
Well,
from.
yeah,
think it's
I mean, like,
because at that time, Mad Max was like the one popular film for it.
Well, it
so,
kills me because it said it was heavily influenced by Escape from New York. I got none of that.
Yeah,
I didn't get it either, really.
I got none of that.
I didn't either.
I didn't get the Escape from New York. Maybe they're
Maybe in the one scene where like he's up on the stage and stuff like that, I could see that a little bit for Escape from New York.
Maybe.
But other than that,
he's also
even
comparing it because Escape from New York was New York broke off, right?
right.
So maybe since it was just Scotland was walled off, maybe that's where they're getting the vibes of Escape from New York or something.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a long stretch. to get,
Yeah.
but,
I don't know.
Okay, so this guy gave it a 1 star from 2013. He said, it made me laugh, I guess. At least he was like, well, he was being positive at least. He's like, well, I didn't like it, but it made me giggle. You know, like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like, it's kind of like taking a shit, getting up and looking at your turn, just giving a little giggle. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's immature.
You make the weirdest,
The weirdest
comparisons.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know about that.
All right, so here's I'll give you this.
Sorry, I've never got on a toilet with.
Never though. Never. Come on, man.
2 or 4 years old.
Oh man. Okay, so this is the last one I'll give you. From December 30th, 2012, a half a star. This is unwatchable. There isn't a moment that isn't taken right from another movie. Mostly Escape from New York. And it's completely
Watch that movie again, I guess.
Yeah. And it's completely dull. All right, man,
It
whatever.
was not dull.
It wasn't
Yeah, I
dull.
watched Escape from New York. I don't see it.
I don't
Like these
either.
people,
I
I
don't-
think they're just going off that there's a wall and it's walled off and it's not like
I
the
mean,
whole world's
That's
not
a
destroyed.
stretch, though. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, that is a stretch. I just don't get it.
I guess it had kind of that some of those campy aspects to it, like that Escape from New York had.
But so did Mad Max. Like I got
Yeah.
more Mad Max than I got anything else.
I got Mad Max just from the car shit and the whole
Yeah.
punk vibe and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
That's-
But like the Escape from New York, I kind of see it because you got this whole secluded sort of like I can see where they're coming from because you got like this whole area that is just walled off. So that's what you got. That's
I
Escape from New York.
guess.
And then you got this whole government thing behind it that says, I need you to go in, retrieve this, come back. Snake
Yeah.
Plissken,
Yeah.
the eye patch, all that shit.
Fair
it's all
enough.
there.
Yep,
all
you're
there.
right.
Starting to see it
Yeah.
now.
Yep. You're right.
So if you
Yeah.
look at it like that, then I
Yep.
kind of understand.
The plot is heavily.
Oh,
influenced.
for sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep, I can see
We're
that.
looking at it like Mad Max,
yeah, I
like with
was
the
looking at
cars
more
and the car
aesthetic and-
chases.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at aesthetic too, but when you make it like that, yeah, okay, I can see the big.
What a
Escape from New York.
ripoff! I'm just kidding.
You know, now that I think about it, it kind of is. I'm like,
You know
dude,
what?
he really did just steal a lot. Can I go back and change my rating?
No,
See?
Like,
no,
like-
shit like this. I like Escape from New York.
I do too. So I guess I do too. I guess I don't see the issue really because I like those movies, so it doesn't bother me.
I don't know. Like, there's a very fine line between ripoff and homage, or like being a fan of something and.
That is true. I don't know. I kind of feel like he did rip off the story a little bit. Like there is a little bit of that there, but
But
she. If you think about it, like her whole character was as dull as Snake Plissken.
But you can't really say that. You can't really call
Hey,
it a ripoff
Snake
if you didn't
Plissken's-
catch it.
That's
Hey.
true.
Snake Plissken was not dull.
He was very dull,
Kurt
dude.
Russell is awesome,
I'm not saying Kurt Russell isn't awesome.
but I think.
Did you ever see his mean tweet that he read? You know how they do like celebrities.
No,
mean
I
tweets?
haven't seen
Was it about his mustache?
No. Kurt Russell's mean tweet was somebody, posted a tweet about
Yeah,
Kurt
because I've
Russell
seen
and-
some of them.
yeah, and he read and it said Kurt Russell's skin is made of aged denim. And he laughed really hard.
I love Kurt Russell, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched.
I
this guy-
agree. I agree. Though Snake Plissken is not one of his best characters.
He's very dull. He's a very dull person.
So you know what? They might have.
I think they did rip a lot of
You know what?
a
Man,
lot of
like,
it. You're like looking at it now. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You just ruined the whole
Doesn't
movie
matter, I
for
still
me.
liked it.
And you know what? Her not giving a shit about any of them and writing
Makes
up the,
sense,
All
doesn't
right,
it?
well, you know what? I got to change my ending. The ending actually made sense.
Makes
now.
sense. It's a very Snake Plissken thing
Yeah,
to do.
like fuck you guys, I'm out.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
out.
throw
I did
ahead
my
at some
fucking
people
job.
and-
Well, in the second one, was it Escape from L? No, it's Escape from L.A. where he decides to do the just
Shut down the world. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
That's a very Snake Plissken ending. Now that I think about it.
So if you haven't seen Doomsday from 2008 / Escape from New York, please by all means go watch the movie and then watch Escape from New York and Well, I can't. I mean, you can comment. I think on
Compare and contrast.
one of
'Cause
the
apparently we
podcasting.
didn't see it the first time.
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't see it until like I see all these reviews and they're like, "Oh, it's Escape from New York."
Now I just kind of want to watch Escape from New York and LA. Is it just me, or do I like LA better than Escape from New York?
I haven't seen it.
I like Escape from LA more than.
Yeah, but for you, is it because of the Bruce Campbell?
Yeah, no.
It's him surfing in.
No, that's a,
for me.
he didn't
that's
surf in. There was just a surfing part.
Come on.
He didn't surf in. He surfed. He surfed on the island itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was good
flood,
though.
The water
Yeah,
comes in
through the
and
dam or whatever.
It's
Yeah.
still surfing. He's
with
surfing.
Peter.
Well, yeah, he
Fonda.
totally surfed. Yeah,
with Peter Fonda. And that's
Yeah.
where he sees Steve Buscemi and he's like,
yeah. He's in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. And yes, the Bruce Campbell cameo was pretty good. He's the surgeon.
yeah.
Jeremiah was very sad to hear that Bruce Campbell's a jerk.
Oh yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah, in the last podcast.
But I don't care. I still love him anyway.
Yeah, he was.
I
very
love Bruce
sad.
Campbell.
He was very sad to hear it.
I love Bruce Campbell. Anyway, so like I said before, if you guys would please tell your friends and family and hell,
Please.
even tell your children if you want about our podcast. It's not very child appropriate, but hey, fuck it. We'll talk to the little bastards too.
Rate it.
Oh yeah, and
We'll
rate
help
us,
raise
man.
them. You know,
If you listen,
TV raised us.
Yeah.
We'll help raise your
if
kids.
you would please
Yeah,
please
that's a
do
good
us a
example.
solid, and if
TV
you
raised us and look at us.
I have
Yeah.
2 children. I'm raising them just fine.
yeah
Well,
with TV.
that's because you
With
had
TV.
good parents.
Um,
Because you had good parents.
So if you would please tell your friends and family, and there is a rating system on Spotify. If you please rate us, I think it's a 1 out of 5 stars or something like that.
Yes.
And I believe there's a way. I haven't figured out all of the aesthetics of the podcasting community and all that, but there is a way for you to comment and respond to us and things like that. And once I figure that out, we'll get there.
And like your parents said, if you got anything mean, you can just keep it to yourself.
No, fuck that. I don't want to hear it. I like positive and negative criticisms. I don't care about your negative criticisms, but I will listen. But
I'll read them and giggle.
same here. So
I don't know how I'll react, to be honest.
yeah. So
Probably a lot of nothing.
just go ahead and like I said, just I'm still working out some of the stuff. I plan on getting us a Facebook page up and a Twitter account, all that good stuff. So
Really?
yeah, for sure, totally.
What is it?
I'm gonna get us a Facebook and
I had
a
a
Twitter.
fan just text me.
A fan?
Yeah.
It's her boyfriend.
Who? Jeremiah?
No, Alec.
Oh, Alec did?
Yeah. He just
Oh, really?
said, hope your day's going well and the podcast went good. Apparently, he thinks it might be done. Like we're done recording.
No.
Shout out to you, Alec. We're still
Hey, Alec.
recording.
He's always he messages me on Facebook sometimes, and we talk a lot of Mortal Kombat and horror
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Me, him, and Cody do.
Yeah.
So, but
Shout
yeah,
out to you,
shout
Alec.
out to you, Alec. I hope the kids are well,
Yeah.
and the wife, and the Indiana.
In the Indiana.
He lives in Indiana.
the whole state.
The whole
Just
state.
just
The whole fucking state. So, yeah. So,
But what were you saying? I was distracted.
so I plan on getting us a Twitter account and a.
I also have to get Twitter now.
Yeah, I know it sucks.
Oh, he's saying this. I'm not planning on getting any of this crap.
You don't.
I
have
know,
to.
but he makes me. He makes me do this.
It's because
I don't make you
can't
do
make
this. You
me
do the
it.
trivia.
No, I'm saying you put me on the thing.
I didn't even make you
But
an
now
admin.
now I'm obsessed. Like I get on there, like
I look at it a lot too,
know.
honestly.
See, he
I wish there was an app for it. I gotta get on my fucking web browser just
I
to
know,
look at it.
I know.
He made it real clear with the one thing that he doesn't. He knows that I don't care because he goes in that I don't think you care.
Yeah, I was gonna make you part of the BuzzFeed. I was like, or the Buzzsprout. I was like, I don't think he cares. So
I
I'm
do,
still gonna add
I
him.
do care. I'm
Yeah,
invested.
I knew you would. I knew
I
you
am
would.
invested.
So I added you. I was like, but Matt's not gonna give a shit.
I am
so.
invested. I am down.
I guess people who are watching this, if it's not our friends, he's really. I'm just a really chill person.
Yeah.
I really don't care about.
I'm
much
having a
of it.
great time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love it. I look forward to Wednesdays
No,
doing
this
stuff.
is
So.
this
too.
is a good time. I'm just
Me too.
saying. Any other time, I'm just laid back. I don't care about much. This actually gives me something to do on Wednesday.
Oh, this makes my wife angry every Wednesday. She's like, again? I told you every Wednesday. I'm sorry. She's like, if you're going to do that every Wednesday, I want 1 day a week with you. I was like, we can do that. So, anyway, Like I said, please tell your friends and family. And once I get the Twitter and the Facebook up, maybe it'll be by the next episode. You guys can follow us there, and we'll be able to communicate more there with you, with all of the fans or the whoever's listening. And also, please, if you have not watched Grandma's Boy, please watch it in preparation for next week's episode.
Yes.
Because I guarantee you're going to want to watch it, because there's going to be a lot of referencing and quotes from the movie that you're going to...
I hate your face.
I'm going to go more.
No, sit on my face.
No, he doesn't
be a lot
also
of
tell a
giggling.
guy, I hate your face.
I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, he knows. I thought he told Alex one time, I hate your face.
Oh,
No.
He might have.
When he's acting like he's glitching out. I think he goes, I hate your face.
I
Or
just
something like
remember
that.
sit on my face. That's all
Yeah,
I
I
remember.
remember
I
that.
remember that part, yeah. But anyway, so watch the movie and join us next week for Grandma's Boy. And until next time,
Thanks for tuning in.
thanks for tuning in, everybody. Matt, Karen, say toodaloo.
Have a great week.
Have a great week. Oh. Bye.